Yeah, honestly, I feel like there shouldn't ever be a real start to it because I feel like it's more natural.
It's like, I have my phone recording since we actually met in the front lawn, and so that's the
Yeah.
edited version.
I will then go back and overdub that into before this,
Dude,
and then
yes.
boom.
Have you ever had to do that? Have you ever had to secretly record some shit?
I do it a lot with my roommate.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just for like comedic purposes, or like
Just for hilarity, like
Yeah.
well, because well, he's like 63 years old, or 64 now. Happy birthday, Mitch.
yeah.
And
He talks about
comes from
the
California.
Jews a lot, so I feel like I need to catch that on.
He has mentioned how they're prominent in certain. I'm not going to talk about it too much. You can talk to him about it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'll give you his number.
Israel's
I
a
was
great
joking,
place.
oh, God.
Israel's a great place. I really
Yeah.
want to go there.
I've
But
had
no,
to do
he-
it recently. Yeah.
He does random things. Oh, we got. I worked with this guy from the '70s, and I worked for this guy for the '70s, and oh my God, Marlon Brando, and I used to fucking go play golf all the time.
And you're
and
just
this.
thinking like, man, like
And you just
is this-
sit there.
Is he being serious?
He is being
dude, he's
very serious.
100% serious.
Yeah,
Him and Marlon Brando.
Him and Marlon Brando. He will tell
No
you.
way.
And he the only reason I believe him is because his Marlon and Brando impersonation is way too fucking good. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, I can't do it, but he's like,
Damn.
hey, no, Mitch, you want to go over here and do this with me? You know, like he just does it
Yeah.
so spot on that I can't doubt him. And he has that with about any person
A
that
lot
was
of
in
people.
fucking showbiz in the '80s, '70s, '60s. He's like, he'll say it like all day.
And
Just
he
like, oh yeah, I
and
knew
he
him.
knows his shit because like he used to be like a recording producer or
Mhm.
like a studio, like he like had a studio or whatever, and I know some stuff, like I know quite a bit about like just techie, what like music recording, old microphones, tube mics, room mics, AKGs, whatever, and dude, he knows everything that like I would quiz
He
him,
backed it
like,
up.
yeah, like and like I would ask him some questions kind of like on purpose, and like dude, he knew it, like just like random shit about some stuff, like, and he showed me recordings of his old studio, like, and like he's got like master tapes that he showed me on his computer, and like
Dude, that's wild.
I know,
Yeah,
and so it's like
he's
it's
a flurry of information.
you're like,
Yeah.
is he lying? Is he not? Because he's
in
you
Tulsa,
proof of-
Oklahoma,
he's-
living in the 6-1 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
he's showing you
like-
proof, and it's real. And then like, but there's some. He just says some shit. Sometimes it's like,
Have I met this guy before?
no.
Didn't you
no.
say his roommate was going to be here?
Well, so
Oh, John's the
oh.
John's the other guy.
Well, we were at Golf Suites.
Not just the other guy.
Uh,
too. I'm sorry.
We were at Golf Suites, and I was like, John, we're gonna do a podcast because like I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just going home, whatever. I was like, dude, if you want to come over, you can. And I was like, I kind of want to mess around with moving this into the kitchen anyway. And he said, well, I want to move all your shit. I was like, no, dude, like I want to
You're
do
like,
it.
I got to
Like,
move the shit
like,
into the room to begin with.
I need to,
start it.
like,
Yeah.
I want to mess around with doing it in the other room to see how it sounds, whatever. But then he was like, no, I'm good. Like, maybe next time. Which next time he should, because John is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John's
Yeah.
fun to talk to, and John also has sort of like a certain distinct voice too that
He
you
does.
can tell him out of a crowd. You know, like,
I
not in
didn't
any
get
bad
to
way.
really talk to John too much the other day, but he seemed like a cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's solid, you know, and he's also in our D&D group and stuff too. He's a recent addition and
He's a fucking wizard, man.
a very positive addition too. You know,
Hell yeah.
it's been great. But yeah,
And
so,
what's your older roommate?
Mitch?
Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch.
So he's the member of NAMBLA, the National Association for Marlon Brando Lookalikes.
Yes, yeah. Well, and he's a little short. He's freaking spirited as hell, man. And he knows how to do just about everything. Like if he doesn't know how to do it, I don't know. Like he will find some sort of thing. I can't even explain him on that.
He's
way.
the only person I know that's like his age, like 64.
Yeah.
Who knows more about computers than probably any of us.
Like he was in it. Like really was in the beginning.
Like
I don't know
Like-
why, but I'm just picturing Scott, the guy that used to make the soups at
Oh,
McGill's.
no.
It's nothing like him.
all right,
Okay.
if I can just give you a physical representation. So
He's about to do it.
But then, hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, it's basically Mitch.
You know, hey, so
He's
you guys like Marlon Brando films, huh? Yeah. Well,
So he sounds like a New Yorker.
yeah, dude.
Oh, wow.
He is a New
He
Yorker.
was born in New York,
Yeah.
and
Oh, wow.
he lived in California for 25 years or something like that. And he has just recently moved to Oklahoma. I haven't necessarily found out exactly why, but he has a girlfriend in Las Vegas.
You know what I think?
He's
Everyone
got
that moves
everything,
to
like, I mean,
Oklahoma
the guy is
from
awesome.
New York is part of the witness protection program. Because why? Why would they move from New York to Oklahoma?
One,
They always say family.
taxes.
Yeah.
the main thing. The reason anybody moves from California, from what I'm hearing, is because of taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2, Tulsa is literally one of the cheapest places to live anywhere.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
And 3, he wanted to buy property over here to start actually putting places in certain spots over north of Tulsa.
He's got some stuff going.
Yeah, and I think he has a little money to invest in something that he might see fit.
Yeah.
And stuff. But for right now, he runs web design and management for, I think, probably 20, 30 clients that he does. So he just works from home a lot.
I really want to
never
meet
leaves.
this person because
He's
I
really
cannot
fun.
get Scott out of my head.
Oh,
Every time you guys talk about it, I'm
dude,
just imagining a more
Scott was a-
charismatic New Yorker
Dude,
I
Scott.
promise
Scott
you,
was
you
a
can come over and meet him.
jackass,
It'll be
dude.
awesome.
This is nothing like Scott.
I'm
Scott was like an old pothead.
He
Scott,
was.
Scott, like like his first week at McGill's, he comes up to me, and I don't want to talk about work that much, but he comes up to McGill. He was like, "I fucking know what you're doing." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You're just friends with all these girls. Are you trying to have sex with all of them?" I was like, "Dude, like."
You're like, "That's the plan."
Right now, Vince. Is that the
Yeah,
idea?
I'm like,
you trying to break your
I'm like,
record?
sure, yeah, man. Like, he was just like,
Yeah, he was a very short, horny old man that was very involved with his soups.
That's
Yeah.
so great.
And,
dude, and he made some bomb ass soups, dude. I
he did.
Some
His
bomb-ass
Caribbean jerk chicken soup. I
Yeah.
have not stopped singing the praises of that.
he made a
soup. It was
coconut.
so good.
He
He's
made
still
he
working
made
on
a
that
coconut
orgy
curry
soup.
soup that was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like the thing about Scott was like he was making these bomb ass out of the park soups.
They were
And
good
like
as fuck.
the problem with him though is he's one of these people that needs like moral masturbation. Like you've got to really
needs to be-
like
that
stroke his ego.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
you gotta
hey,
be like,
Tyler, you're doing
"Oh
a
my
great job
God.
at this, dude.
Oh,
And
Scott,
keep it
dude,
up,
yeah."
dude. Even like,
Well, hey, don't think I don't mind
Yeah.
any of that.
And
sent
so
my
he
way
would
either, so.
he'd get very upset that like the chef wasn't just over there sucking his dick about these soups.
Oh shit!
And so
What a soup.
like it was funny because like after pre-shift we'd all like be trying the soup and stuff and he'd come over and be like, "So what'd you think of that soup?" I was like, "Yeah, it was pretty good." He's like, "Yeah, Chef hardly even talked about it."
yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah."
so it's so cringe.
Oh, it was super cringy. I'm like, dude, it's just
So we'll make it better, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I would have told
Yeah.
them.
I mean, I felt bad though, because like I know that personality trait is like there's some mental illness there.
Sure.
So I didn't want to like lean into it and be like, "Well, quit being a fucking loser, you old ass soup boy."
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
might be
So
too
I was
much.
just like, I don't know, man. Just I would just keep quiet and keep to yourself, and you know these tasks that you're doing, they're gonna come out someday. Someone's gonna notice your worth and your effort if you just shut up. You
Oh
know.
my god, I've had that same conversation with so many people.
You know, if you just shut up
Isn't
for
that
like
weird,
2
like-
months, maybe someone will be like, "You know what? Scott's really putting in the effort." But you've got to shut up because if
Yeah.
you say it, no one's ever going to say it for
some
you.
people just out of the gate think that like it's like they're like if like some people like get one comment on
Deserving.
something and then they're like, "Oh, I'm now. Oh, I like I gotta.
I'm an expert.
I'm an expert. I gotta do this." And only like The Office of all shows, Ed Helms' character is that, and they portray it well, and that's the reason why that show is great because they're like that show has a lot of hidden morality type like shit in it too. I mean, yeah, it's a dumb fucking sometimes misogynist and racist show, but like, it's,
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
God, I haven't
Steve
spent so much time
Carell
with
is
it.
the biggest fucking racist.
Oh, yeah,
Dude,
but
is
they throw
the-
that
he's the-
in there ironically. You
Yeah,
know it's
but, like,
racist.
it's funny.
Everybody knows it's racist. That's why it's
But
a
it's-
joke.
Well, it's funny because you get
But it's
you get
still
caught
those things.
you get caught in like a little bubble or like a hard spot because if you don't portray the racist on
Exactly.
TV, no
You're
one can
acting
say
like it
he
doesn't happen.
exists.
Yeah.
And if if you're saying it doesn't exist, then what you'd said previously about him existing isn't fucking working out.
Yeah.
How do you
What
want
the
him on here,
fuck are you
goddammit?
doing?
Like, do you want him to be a dumb
I could've
idiot that
recorded
doesn't know what the
that.
fuck he's saying? That you know this is, or do you want him to be some sort of like
Yeah.
looked upon, glorified? character?
Exactly.
I think
They
they
make
did a
It'd
pretty
be
good job.
weirder
They make
if you
him so
never
dumb.
did anything racist, because then it would be like you're ignoring the racism in the
Well, and-
workplace.
and
Well,
it
it
it's
wouldn't be
supposed to be
lifelike.
yeah, it's
most
supposed to be
people.
a parody of an office.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a parody of
And
like
they made
office
it
life.
Awkward racial shit happens
Yeah.
sometimes at an office, and it's pretty fucking funny when they
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
and,
and when your
whenever
boss does it,
live
you
with
just
it,
have to
you know.
cringe and
Yeah.
you know.
But it'd be so weird if any of our bosses just made a racist comment all of a sudden. Like, it'd be hard to laugh that off.
Who hasn't?
Like,
Who here has had a boss that hasn't
yeah.
made a racial joke?
Well, I mean,
My
guess
previous boss
not
was
in
pretty
front of
good
them.
at.
I mean,
Do you ever think back at an office episode when that happens to like get yourself through the moment, or like is there something you look back at whenever those things happen? You're like,
the only one that sticks out.
what can I
that's
grab
like,
onto?
The only one that sticks out that's like that is in the first couple seasons where he's like, "Oh, sir, nice to meet you. Let me show you where the slaves work." and you're like,
Oh, God.
they wrote that on paper to a black guy, and I'm like, fuck, like I get it, like, and there's no like that was a punchline. There was no dialogue after that. I'm like, dang, this show is like they're dicey, man. They're like.
But then
they're-
again, if was he taking him to the warehouse?
he literally was taking him to the annex.
Yeah.
He was like, here, let me take you to the back and show you where the slaves work.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is
It's
you
a
could
double,
also
it's
turn
a
it
double
around.
it's a double entendre.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and it is, and you know that because
It was where
'Cause
the
usually-
warehouse guys were.
Because
No,
usually
he's
the
saying-
warehouse people don't make a lot of
what's
money.
the
Annex.
No, the annexes were like Mindy Kaling's desk is and BJ Novak's,
Oh,
like like
okay.
I can't remember the fucking character names, but that's like they're like it's where Toby's office is. Like that's the
Oh,
annex.
yeah.
All the main characters like Jim and Pam, they're in the main building, and like whatever. Toby's is in the annex. Mindy Kaling's in the index. BJ Novak, and then there's one more in there sometimes. But yeah, there's like that joke is the only joke where it's like dang, like they barely scathed by on that one.
Yeah,
It's
I feel like Steve Carell can get away with murder though.
fuck yeah. dude.
Well,
Like Steve
I
Carell's
watched one
so
episode
beloved.
of that new show he was on, and it was so stupid.
honestly, right now,
Space Force.
yeah, I couldn't watch it.
I watched
okay,
all
no,
of it.
I'm sorry.
I kind of liked it.
We are at a feud right now
Well,
because
I-
that was a beautiful fucking show. and I
Also,
loved it.
I am not the best.
I
person.
thought it was hilarious.
When it comes to TV and movies, I am the last person to talk to because I suck at that. Like I can tell you.
well, dude,
about
he became
other things
like the awkward
I
dad
don't like.
instead of. But then he also was capable. He was capable. Is like how like whenever they say in
It's probably stable.
Tropic Thunder,
You think so?
Hope so.
quote unquote in Tropic Thunder, you don't go full retard. Well, like Steve Carell was not in any way suitable to be a dad. However,
Yeah.
he was over here setting up this whole space thing going on too. And yeah, he made a couple mistakes, but like he showed that he was actually, knew what the fuck he was doing sometimes.
Yeah.
And so like there was a cool dynamic there of being able to see him not as a complete idiot all the time, like in The Office, which in The Office, like he will not do something that's smart. Like he won't do. I mean, hardly ever going to happen. Like you're not going to see that. And so I liked seeing that him as an idiot father, but then also being a pretty good captain and getting everyone going on shit. Having to make hard decisions, which they did.
And
on
I only
purpose,
did
but,
watch
like,
one episode, and like
What?
I have
Oh
no-
yeah.
I
Well,
have
if you
no-
only watched one episode.
once again, like you guys should know
I
by now.
retract all
like-
my negative.
Like I'll be
before
the first to
moments,
tell you
Yeah.
when it comes to movies and TVs, like I suck, man. Like I don't remember. I remember like I just. I don't have the patience.
That's why
and
your
so,
memory
like,
is so
I
good for
fucking-
the shows you do know because you don't watch it.
Because I haven't watched
Did
them
you
since
ever,
I was like
well,
fucking
ask him
15,
about
and then-
Barry. You watched Barry, didn't you?
I watched all but the last season, I think.
So you watched the
I
whole first
wanted to
season
watch
pretty
Barry.
hard
yeah,
though, right?
I remember because we watched the first season at the apartment,
Yeah.
and I remember watching a bunch of the second season at the apartment.
Is it worth
as well.
watching all?
No, I think you
Maybe it
watched
was-
most of
I
it
think it
here.
was here.
That's,
Yeah.
That's with what's his face from
Bill
SNL.
Hader.
Yeah, Bill Hader.
Hater, yeah, Hater.
Yeah.
That
And
was
he's like he's
He's an assassin. Yeah, he's a hitman, and
But he wants to be an actor.
he's having some sort of a spiritual awakening where he
He's like,
he
"I
comes in
wanna
contact
act."
with
Yeah.
an actor that he has to kill, and as he's
Henry
there,
Winkler.
yes, who
Well, that's his
love
coach,
the
yeah.
guy. I mean, the guy. I mean, honestly, like
Hey, the fans.
you,
Yeah.
I just can't. I mean, honestly, the fact that I saw him in Waterboy at such a young age means that he could literally do no wrong. I mean, he could say the worst racist thing in the world tomorrow, and I would still have to give him somewhat of the benefit of the doubt. And be
That
like,
part where he's just like, we go left, we want to go right. He's like, I don't know where I am.
or whatever he's like talking about, whenever the notebook got taken, he's talking to his grandma.
Yeah.
And he's like, it goes from it's a slow pan from where he's at with a wig on. He's like trying
Yeah.
to be a woman, and it pans down to the phone and then goes even further, and he's like, I just don't know, Mom. I just don't know. I don't think I can take it. I just hate it. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
Yeah.
And as it goes lower, you can see that the phone isn't even. It's just a dead cord.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
plugged in.
yeah,
it's not even
yeah.
plugged
He's not
in.
talking to anybody, and then
Yeah,
he's got.
he's
I don't know
Heels
why,
on.
but I was thinking this wasn't in Little Nicky. That's the Water Boy.
Yeah,
The water boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
water
Yeah.
boy. Yeah. Yeah, no.
I think you said Water Boy, but my stupid head was like, oh, Little Nicky.
Didn't he did have a cameo in Little Nicky because he got bees all over him, right? At the end of it, he's like,
Oh,
Henry
yeah.
Winkler filled with bees.
He's like, ah! Yeah. Dude, Henry Winkler and Adam Sandler go way back. He's in like everything.
Dude,
He's
I
in Click.
love it.
Yeah.
Was he in Click?
He's Adam Sandler's dad
It's
in
his
Click.
dad.
Yeah,
That's right. He even got Christopher Walken in
got
that
the quarter
shit.
trick. Yeah,
Dude. Oh, the quarter trick, dude. That was a sad moment, man. Like,
dude.
that was
Fucking
rough.
Christopher Walken, you know, he
Bed
should have been
Bath
doing
and Beyond,
comedy.
you
He
know?
should have been doing comedy the whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real funny guy.
Dude, on his SNL, this is hilarious. Just when
Especially the champagne.
He's the creepy guy.
Yes.
He's like, you break your promise, now I break mine. And closes
like-
the door. and then, like, because it gets, like, a little creepy because this girl's trying to leave. And
Have you
he's,
seen
like,
the
trying
skit?
Oh, which no, I haven't
Okay,
seen
well,
this.
there's a skit where it's like a first person view
Yeah.
of a woman that's showing up to
A date.
Oh,
a date
yeah,
with
I think I have
Christopher
seen that
Walken.
and he
sketch,
opens
yeah.
up. He's got like a bathrobe on. His hair is kind
Yeah.
of like out, and he's like, "Hello, how are you? I didn't realize you'd be here on time. Most of my other dates have shown up at least 3 or 4 hours late, you know, or something."
And the whole time
Would
you
you like
kind
champagne?
of like
Yeah.
the girl never talks, but you realize she's trying to like get out.
Yes,
And the whole skit
Yeah.
is just her trying to get out, and he's stopping her.
Whoa.
And like, it's
how
just-
could you say no to love? Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
So awesome, dude.
You break your promise, and he closed the door, and he's like, "No, I break mine."
No, I break mine.
Dude, I was watching another SNL the other day. Chris Farley. I mean, anything Chris Farley does
Oh, yeah, I love Chris
is
Farley.
beyond amazing. But did you know he did the okay? You know, he had the Matt Foley,
Mm-hmm.
the inspirational guy. Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about just after that, they did one called. They based it off of the Scared Straight program. Did you guys ever see about that?
I didn't see that one. No,
okay,
I saw the
well-
original Matt Foley.
Well, Scared Straight was a program that they actually enforced where they would bring juveniles to actual prisons, and they would have inmates come out and tell them, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, do you want to be me? You want to be locked up for 20 fucking years? You think I'm in fucking prison? This. And these kids are all sitting in chairs. Like, they interview them all beforehand, and they talk to them, and they're like, okay, so why did you do this? Why did you steal this purse? Why'd you do this? And he's like, because I don't give a shit, or this. You know, like, I have my own fucking beef with the world. You can't tell me what to fucking do. You know, basically that chick that's like, catch me outside.
Yeah.
But instead of getting $1 million deal or like
She got yelled at by convicts.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
and so you'd show up there, and the first thing, right whenever they come out there, they're like, "Hey, everybody, take off the fucking shoes. Take off your fucking shoes. Those are my fucking shoes. Get your goddamn shoes."
Hold my pocket.
All these people, yeah, no, seriously. So these kids are over here like, and they're realizing that they are not going to be the main people in this video. They are going to
Yeah.
be the victims. They are going to fucking get their head rocked.
Oh my god.
And so throughout the whole, like, I think there was a whole hour and a half or so, like, they ended up making a TV show out of it, but there was an original documentary that was pretty controversial at the time because they got really fucking.
and they got Chris Farley to be in this.
well, Chris Farley made an SNL skit over this,
okay.
and so they called it Scare Straight. And guess who was his partner?
David Spade.
Nope. Martin Lawrence.
Ayo.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. So they have these kids
Is
show
it
up.
the
at-
one where like they're like bouncing around the room and they're like, I feel like I remember parts of this.
Well, they have some of the regular SNL characters come in. I can't remember which one. David Spade may have been one of the people in
One of the kids,
you
yeah.
know. But they haven't come in there, and then all of a sudden, Matt Foley shows up. No, fucking Martin Lawrence shows up first, and he's like, "Y'all think y'all can be some fucking shit in here? You really think this is this?" And he gives him a whole spiel, and he's like, "Well, let me let you know. There's a worst motherfucker around here, and his name is Matt Foley," and whatnot. And then all of a sudden the doors open up, and freaking Chris Foley comes out, and he's like, "Yeah, I was a motivational speaker, but actually, I live in prison now," or something, you know. And he starts talking all this like, "You want to live in a van down by the river? Well, you're not. You're gonna live in prison or some shit." I forget how it goes, dude, but it's hilarious, and it doesn't get as much hype as it should. I'm a big Chris Farley fan, so I may have a little bias.
Yeah.
But them both interrogating these kids, dude, like, or these kids, you know,
Yeah.
actors and stuff, getting them. Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
Dude, I gotta check that out.
It's not one you see very often.
Yeah.
You know, so
I
whenever
bet there's a shit ton of skits we've never even seen because
Yeah.
like he has like obviously his famous ones.
he was on
but,
there for like 7
yeah,
years.
he was
or
on there for a
something.
long time. I
He
bet
was a
there's-
staple.
I bet
Yeah.
there's like I bet there's so many skits. Like I want to see some dumb ones too. Like ones that like maybe like didn't get his like.
Did you see the candid one where he gets the Colombian caffeinated?
I was
coffee
about to
crystals?
say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's my favorite fucking one.
His first reaction, he's like,
Yeah, the
What?
guy comes over. He's like, "What would you say if I told you you were not drinking coffee, but in fact drinking Colombian decaffeinated coffee crystals?" He's like, "What?"
What?
what?
I said you're drinking decaffeinated Colombian coffee crystals. Why, you son of a
He
bitch!
throws the table down. Everything. You lied to me. You lied to me.
Yeah. The fucking guy comes over with the frying pan, has to hit
Just
him like
hitting on
8
the back of it.
times.
His wife or whoever it is that he is having coffee with before is just like begging him.
And then the interview. So, how do you feel about your time on the Canted Camera program about the Colombian coffee crystals? And he's like, angry.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Oh, God.
So good.
Man,
Man, that guy.
You
He
know
did
his
no wrong unless he did cocaine until
Yeah.
he died.
yeah,
I mean,
fucking
that was probably the main
Speedballs.
remark.
Him and Belushi went out the same
Dude,
way.
yeah, a lot of people died. from
Yeah,
Speedballs.
I mean, I can only hope to do the same.
Yeah. You know, Speedballs are actually the funnest firework you can get around 4th of July. They're
what
they're
are
the
they?
ones they look like a little stick of dynamite, but the wick comes out the side. You light it, you throw it, and then a jet comes out the side. It whistles. It's a high pitched thing, and then it shoots off into the sky. Speedballs.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can get like
And
a
then you
pack of
die
6 for
early.
like $1.
I usually, they're not the ones that you light on the ground that zip up, right? But
No,
they're
yeah,
kind of
you-
the same thing. Or is that
Well,
the same thing?
it's not like aerodynamic. It doesn't have like any wings or anything. It's
Okay.
basically just a stick with a wick that comes out of the side instead of the top. You light it, you throw it, it lights up, it jets, it shoots off real fast, and it zips. It's super loud.
And you have no idea where it's going to go once it starts zipping.
Yeah, you hope it goes up, but yeah, there
could
is the
come right at you.
possibility that it could fly at your
Okay,
face. And
so that's
and
what you
fuck
pay
you
for
up.
right there. Is like that.
yeah.
dude.
They
Oh
need to
yeah,
make
there's
it-
danger. There's
love
you know.
They need to make adult fireworks because like I used to be obsessed with fireworks and now I just don't even give a shit. But like they need to make like a course they can go to where you can just blow shit up because like that's what I want to do. I don't want to shoot shit in the sky. Oh, red and blue. No. I want to throw like one into like a window.
Yeah, it would be
And
cool.
I want to do some damage. Like
I think I see what you're picking up here because
what I'm saying?
because
Like-
you could, you know those
Yeah.
cannons that you sit down there, you throw the thing in there and
the
it
mortars
pops up.
or
What if you got to put that over your fucking shoulder somewhere
yeah.
and aim it at a goddamn flag?
Yeah,
And it doesn't
or-
take a whole RPG or anything. You're just fucking.
I want to
hey,
aim
just-
fireworks at the American flag.
Yeah,
You
I
got
wanna,
it. I'm gonna hit that. Well, actually, can you make that a China flag right there? Goddamn, thank
I
you
want to
very
throw a
much.
grenade so bad. Like I've always wanted to throw
Oh,
a
yeah, that'd be
grenade.
pretty
Oh, it'd be
badass.
so fun.
I threw
You know,
a
you
dead
get your-
grenade. I didn't get to throw one that was live.
I want to throw. Oh yeah, because I wanna
You
throw
can
a fucking grenade.
throw a simulated grenade by getting one of those mortars, lighting it, and
I've
waiting
done
till the wick
that,
gets
but
short
like
and throwing
I
it.
just feel
Yeah,
like
that's
That's the
pretty fun.
best bang for
I
your
want
buck
one-
is
it
to
feels
not
good.
put those in the tube and
Yeah.
just to throw them.
those are
Yeah.
fun, but I want the
Yeah.
ones that's designed to kill people. Okay, like not to say those aren't, but like
I mean, yeah, but
want
then you
the
don't even-
grenades
It's a little bit
that-
heavier.
But here's
that,
the
like-
thing, though: you can't watch your grenade
holds
go
death.
off because if you watch it, then you're
You're
opening
in- yeah.
yourself up to the shrapnel.
It's very true. It's very true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's right, but I still want to throw one.
I want to watch a flashbang go
I
off.
want to
Do another beer, Tyler.
Burn my corneas off, yes, please.
Dude, flashbangs fuck people up. People die from flashbangs too, and people think that like
Yeah. Well, because
Oh,
if you
like-
set a flashbang off in a room this big, it'll blow your eardrums.
Yeah,
and
it'll
it
fucking
might even
wreck
fuck your
you.
eyes up.
yeah,
Yeah.
flashbangs are fucking crazy.
Have you ever seen the videos of the Navy SEALs and like the Army Rangers that kind of dissect and tell people how realistic certain Army-related video games are or military-related video games?
I know
It-
that video
it's
games
really, really
are
cool.
all wrong, but
There are two guys. I want to say they're Navy SEALs. They could be Marines. They could be some other echelon of military, but they've been on like several
like GQ
missions.
and Vogue always does that like stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like watch this artist look at movie paintings or whatever dumb shit like that.
Yeah,
It's always like
they want to get like an expert's opinion about some art
Yeah.
or something. Well, they get these two professional like military veterans, and they're like, so what do you think of the realism of this Call of Duty game? And they go through this guy like doing a level, and they're like, okay, well, right there, when he set that grenade off in that room, yeah, he would have killed the combatants, but he would have also incapacitated himself and his
Yeah.
entire team.
yeah,
Because not a lot of people realize, but grenades are powerful.
yeah,
And if you set one off in a house and you're in that house, you are done.
yeah, you're gonna
You might not die, but you're going to be
Yeah,
incapacitated.
you're out for like a week.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not going to
from
see. You're not going to
one-
hear.
One thing I think about all the time is like I want to see what like video game like your character's physique is because you're ripped, dude. You're sprinting, throwing, shooting, holding two guns at one
Jumping
time.
off buildings.
For yeah,
like
and
8
it's
times
like,
in
I know
a
it's a
minute.
dumb thing to think about, but it's like I just want to see like what the evolution of a physique would look like of a character that's like
Yeah.
constantly doing athletic shit. Because video games are comical. Like, oh, I'm gonna run for
Yeah.
8 hours. Like, I want to run around a map for 8 hours straight and shoot people. Like, you'd be fucking exhausted. You'd be fucking like it'd be
That'd be interesting to see a first-person shooter game like Call of Duty where your character's ability was limited on how much physical activity you've done in the game. Like if
the
you
game
just start
Rust
the game,
is kind of like that. People
Really?
yeah,
like you can't jump over a wall until like you've played 40 hours, and then you can climb over the wall pretty easily.
it's not like that. I guess it's more or less like a scav. Like it's I guess Escape from Tarkov is kind of like that. Rust is like a survival game, but you can't just like you got to do a lot of shit just to like make your bullets, and you only get to make like 5 because you only found a certain
Yeah.
amount. Like,
I'm good.
but
on
it's
that
more or
game.
less like
That sounds like too much work.
survival. Yeah, like I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm too impatient.
I've seen videos of people playing Rust, and it seems cool once you've really put a lot of
Yeah,
hours into
and it looks super fun. Like,
and like you can build your own forts and stuff,
Yeah.
and you can even build booby traps.
But like,
and
if you come up
stores
like
and stuff.
if like a team like all already has guns, which takes like 40 hours of play to get a gun, then
Oh,
you're
wow.
like fucked because like
you're
yeah.
walking around with a knife.
because you're doing like sticks and arrows for like a long time, so you're able to even find the shit to get the gun
Damn.
or to make a gun. But
You're like, it took me 80 hours to build a gun out of the sheepskin. Like I've been
I've-
collecting rocks and flint,
but I figured it out.
and like I had to hold all these precious metals in my hand until they fused together.
Escape from
guess-
Tarkov is kind of like a realistic game. It's where it's like you can't just like run and do. You have to heal and whatever. But it's like I don't have the patience for that stuff. I mean, like, yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's like it's almost like video games right now are waiting on the next, like, not like new hardware, but the next like revolutionary hardware to where like
Yeah.
augmented reality or virtual. I don't think it's VR at all. I think it's gonna be more like
Yeah,
AR. I think
VR,
I think
VR
it's gonna be.
is it's going to need to make some leaps before it's
I
really
like the augmented
mainstream.
reality.
I think that would be cool.
That seems cool.
But that still needs to make a significant leaps
there's
of
gonna
its
be
own. I'm not sure what the next new thing in video games would be. Like, obviously, eventually, VR will be the shit. Eventually.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to wait for VR to get on the level that PS4 graphics look now.
Yeah.
Because I've got PS VR, and it's pretty lackluster.
Yeah.
There's literally
Even-
only
I've-
one game that makes it redeemable. It's Resident Evil Bioshock.
I played an Oculus.
Is it because of the horror factor of it? Like,
No, the graphics and just the whole world that they've created, as little as it is, because you're basically trapped in one house.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
When you compare it to all the other VR games, yeah, it's hands down the best VR experience out there. But I also don't want to play it because it's so fucking terrifying.
It is terrifying. I mean, I played the
And-
regular version of it, and I
can
talked
only-
to someone who had it, and I was like, "Is it?" And he's like, "Dude, I haven't fucking played it that often." I'm like, "Wow,
Yeah,
like a game that actually make you not want to play it."
Yeah,
you know?
I can't deal with being chased by the and the maniacs in the game are God mode. You cannot kill
Yeah.
the bad guys.
I do remember
you
that
have
part,
to
yeah.
find creative ways to get away from the bad guys.
So
and
is
that's
it the
what
same game? It just literally your first person view is your VR, or is there anything that changes at the gameplay at all?
I'm going to tell you right now, being in the game, I would imagine is a lot better or a lot more immersive than just playing it on your TV. I've never played it on my TV. I've always
Sure.
done the VR.
Yeah.
But looking around and seeing the guy and actually having being able to judge distance based on having two eyes plugged into it, and you're in the
Yeah.
VR landscape, it immerses you more in the experience, and it's kind of terrifying the first
Sure,
time you
yeah,
play
that's-
it. Yeah.
Probably what they're going for too.
And then the fact that you cannot kill the bad guy. You have to find a way to get away from him. You
Escape,
have to
yeah.
find a key. You have to get away from him. You have
Yeah.
to find the room. You have to lock the door. And even then, you're still not safe.
That's somewhat already defeating.
It's
you know.
anxiety on top of anxiety,
Yeah.
and it just never goes away. And you know that the area that is safe from this bad guy is probably introducing you to some other
next guy.
unknown terror.
Because there's a nephew that lives over there, and then
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
there's a cousin that lives over there, and then there's that dog.
But
lives over
I
there.
like it because obviously Resident Evil has found a new way to terrify people.
Sure.
And it's cool because the complete like idea of the game is completely different than all other Resident Evil games. I mean, I haven't played a lot, but I have played a few, and for the most part, Resident Evil is about zombies, getting
Yeah.
away from zombies and super zombies.
They've always
For
had a
real,
cool
yeah.
storyline.
This one is completely different. It's like I haven't finished the game, so
It's
I can't
like
tell
they
you
ha-
exactly what causes these people to be weird, but they're like cursed by some black liquid that makes them strong, immortal, scary,
It's like the hills
psychos.
have eyes kind of
Yeah.
like scenario, right? Like it's a
Yeah.
family that you're going against and stuff. And
Yeah,
with
it's
Bioshock.
it is. It's almost like you've walked into the house from Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Gotcha.
where they're all in on it. They're all psychos. They all want to fucking kill
See,
you.
like I mean, and I haven't played any VR at all on it.
Yeah.
Like I know there's one scene with playing regular. Like you go into a garage and there's a car there, and then one of the
Mm-hmm.
horrible people that are part of the bad family get in the car or something like that, and they're trying to run your ass over. So like whenever you're, and I know I'm really late to this party, but like whenever, let's say that you went into the garage, that guy got in the car and started like doing his thing and everything. Whenever you want to leave the garage, normally you have your two sticks.
Yeah, your
to like
joysticks,
tell,
yeah.
hey, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna turn this way. This is this. Whenever you have your thing, everything else stays the same. You just get to look left and right, with your VR set. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't take away this portion of your
Oh,
controller,
man.
right?
It's
Does
been
it?
a while since I've played the game, but I will say that Resident Evil Bioshock is more advanced than other VR games because other VR games, when you want to move, you have to basically teleport your character. Like you can't.
You
With-
move a couple spaces and then it's like, oh, you're like, hey, I want to go
You
over there.
if
and
you want to walk, if you want to turn 180 degrees, you don't actually get to use your joystick to turn 180 degrees. You have to teleport 45 degrees, then 45 degrees, then 45 degrees until it's 185 degrees. So it's very jerky in a lot of other games.
Jerky.
But in
Okay.
BioShock, it's fluid. It's
more
one of the
fluid,
only.
okay.
It's one of the only games that's how you would expect. All the other games are kind of bullshit, and it's kind of like the infancy of the technology.
Yeah.
But that's why I think that Resident Evil BioShock
I've
is
made
like
some sort of
the cream of the
leaps
crop.
and bounds.
They
yeah.
should make a wingsuit game
Yeah.
where you just fly around cliffs and shit all day. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Like you could skydive.
Yeah.
There's a couple games where you like walk on a beam and like you're up on the top of a skyscraper and you like see like, all the way
Yeah.
down to the ground floor, and like they recommend that you actually get a 2x4 and put it in your living room so you can walk on the 2x4 when you do it.
Well,
But it's supposed to be very
I could see
vertigo
like
inducing.
like was it like Mirror's Edge or something being
Yeah.
a pretty good VR kind of thing,
Yeah.
where you're doing
What was that
parkour
one
and
game?
stuff.
Red. I think it was. Wasn't there like a VR game called Red where you shoot people? and
Yeah,
swords?
that was a pretty cool one too. It was kind of all digital kind of thing.
Yeah.
You had to deal with like dodging bullets and shit.
But I haven't heard anything about VR at all recently.
I mean,
like
VR.
I don't even really know what
sorry.
to.
My bad, dude.
You forgot.
I mainly went in there for your beer.
Where's my beer?
It's in
still
the fridge.
getting cold, man. It was really really warm when I grabbed it, even though it'd been in the fridge.
But I really like. I remember like VR was popular because like the Oculus Rift was coming out, but like I really don't know anything about like what's new with VR, what they're doing to make it new. I just know that like I feel like there's only so much you can do. I think augmented reality is a cooler aspect. Like if we're in this room, I can put a hologram, and like next thing you know, it's like dude, the room we're in is gonna be.
So
this,
it's
that,
not
and this,
like
and it's like
it's not
the-
something that is
like
is
overlay virtual
covering.
reality.
It's not covering your eyes.
Yeah, it's something that we.
It's like
It's something
sunglasses.
that you
Yeah.
can respond to that's
Yeah.
out there rather
Google
than,
has some pretty cool augmented reality shit
I've
too.
seen some of
They
those,
have
yeah.
a fucking zoo that you can go on.
I
and
saw that
you
they
put your-
also
on
have
your
cool
camera.
Minecraft kind of thing, like where you can like literally make your own kind of Minecraft around your fucking house
Yeah,
or some shit.
it's crazy.
Like,
It's
that's
super
nuts.
cool. I think that is like a cool, like augmented reality. Just to me, seems
At the same
more-
time, though, too, I also feel like, and I'm sure Tyler can appreciate this.
Porn.
It's
yeah.
all a big fucking conspiracy to keep us inside our rooms,
Yeah.
keep us inside our houses, to where, hey, you know what? If I can go enjoy the decadence of South Africa or South America or some crazy
Why
thing
go
from
there?
my own room,
Why go
because
there when I can
we've
just
developed a
bring
good
it
enough
here?
technology, why do I need to go do anything?
Well, if
Maybe
it
we
was
can
a
just have good
conspiracy, though,
workers, you know?
if it was a true conspiracy, if you went to go visit these other countries, they would all be depicted as worse than America.
Well, all these also places would also not even exist anymore because in the conspiracy of the timeline, whenever it would actually happen, you could actually go to those places and they wouldn't even exist anymore. And you'd find out that the things that you've been looking at were never actually things that could have actually been there. Like they were just all
That's
fake
crazy.
things. And you're like, oh, no, right? Remember the Niagara Falls? You ever been there? No.
No,
Well,
Mandela
but whenever you
effect.
go over there, there's no even Niagara Falls. It was just
Yeah.
an idea that they planted in your fucking head with your VR set, and you could
Oh,
see it all the
dude.
time you wanted to. And
Well, once again, we're once again funneling towards the Matrix.
I don't know. I wanted to go down an immediate rabbit hole, and I'm pretty sure I
Have you
tripped
guys
in
seen
there.
these Mandela effect videos where the guy has like a BlackBerry, like a super old BlackBerry, and
No.
what he does is he turns the camera on, and he's filming this with another camera or like maybe another camera phone, and he'll film like a product, and like on the BlackBerry screen, it'll have a different label than when he pulls it away and you see it for real. And so like one of the videos I saw recently was like Klondike Bar, and it was the Klondike Bar logo and everything. But when he pulled it away, the version he had in his room that wasn't being shown on the BlackBerry said the original. But when he showed it on the BlackBerry, it was just the same, but it didn't have the text that said the original.
So it's there like to like try to not try to trip you up, but like to be like, hey,
He's-
what did you really see?
No, well, I think what he's trying, like, obviously it's fake. I don't believe that
Sure,
shit
yeah,
at all. He's found a very clever way of like recording the video beforehand and syncing it up to make it look like he's currently recording it.
Yep.
Obviously,
There's a reason he doesn't do this in person.
yeah. But
yeah, yeah.
that being said, it's still very clever and it looks really really cool. Like he'll show his hand and he'll be like, "Yeah, this BlackBerry, it is pre Mandela effect of when this time machine was turned on." There's a whole like little narrative he's
Oh,
created
shit.
about it.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
like, there was a quantum entangler that was turned on back in 2015, and ever
Sorry
since
about
then,
that, guys.
ever since then, it's been
Didn't mean to tangle
overlapping
your quantums.
universes. But this BlackBerry is pre-quantum entanglement, so it's not entangled and bound by the quantum entanglement or diffusion. There's all this jargon
Basically,
bullshit.
I broke my
Yeah.
my Apple phone, so I
His,
can do whatever I want
his
to do
portal
now.
gun. He has a portal
Yeah,
gun.
he's basically saying his camera phone from like 2005 can see into a parallel universe, and so he's got like hundreds of these videos of like, you know, but it's very creative. It's really cool.
But it's like-
a lot of dumb people believe
The
it.
only like the Mandela effect.
Can't
Some
imagine
of
making
those
hundreds
things
of
are
videos of anything.
some of those things are so stupid. It's
Yeah.
like, do you remember the Fruity Loops logo? No, nobody gives a fuck.
It's
about
not Fruity Loops.
who gives a fuck about
It's
the
Fruit Loops.
Yeah,
What
whatever.
universe are you from?
Like-
Yeah, Mandela effect.
Who gives a fuck
Boom.
about some shitty
Ba-da-da-da-da.
cereal? Like, why would anybody even like remember the logo? Like, it's like, oh, you don't remember it, and I'm gonna draw one kind of similar.
Yeah.
Yep, it's different.
It used to have a
Yeah.
U with two little eyes over it.
Yeah, it's like
because
the
it was
universe-
German.
It's like,
I'm trying to think of all the Mandela effects I've ever heard of, and I can't remember.
What about? Do you guys remember the genie movie Shazam
oh, it was like
No,
with Sinbad? Sinbad. It had Sinbad.
that
in
is
it.
one that it did take me a minute because I
it wasn't
thoroughly.
Sinbad, or it was Sinbad
Well,
or
no.
something?
Do you remember a genie movie from the '90s with Sinbad in it?
See, the only thing I know Sinbad from is
King.
a movie where he's wearing the jumpsuit.
Oh, the Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
With
he's in
Arnold
Jingle All the Way,
Schwarzenegger.
yeah. We just watched that over
that's the
Christmas. Yeah, that was a
only
great movie.
Great movie,
That's the
dude.
only movie.
Awesome.
But I'm going to
I
be
remember.
honest with you guys. That's one of the things that I am kind of tripped up about because I do have a seriously real memory of Sinbad being in a genie movie. And I can even tell you the plot. I can tell you like what the movie was about. And it evidently doesn't exist. I remember
Really?
when my parents took me to Homeland, and it was like in the 90s, and they had the home video rental section. And I
Yeah.
even remember as a child thinking it was funny that they had released Kazam with Shaq, where Shaq was a genie, and they had released Kazam at the same time. And I remember as a kid thinking it was weird that they had these two movies at the same time that were
Yeah.
essentially
Yeah.
the same movie and with almost the same
But
name.
it's also
Sure.
why would
And now I'm being told that that movie never existed.
Well, and
it's just so random that it makes you think so hard. Why give a why do that? Why not change the next
Now, look,
5 minutes? You know,
I definitely remember Kazam.
Yeah, with
With
Shaq,
Shaq.
and he came out of the boombox.
And
yeah,
because the minute that he dropped burgers from the sky and all that shit and everything, which basically started the entire Disney thing of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, already has fucking precedent in the 90s.
Is that a Disney movie?
Well,
Is Shazam a Disney movie?
I don't think so.
Well, then
There's no way that
Disney
they,
owes somebody some money.
no shit. Yeah, for real, because that was easily already thought of.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that movie is there's a whole lot to it and everything. However, the only thing that I can think of was Sinbad, because I do think of Sinbad as having been a part of something like that. I do have that sort of memory. But if you watch Jingle All the Way, he has the same sort of thing on his head.
Yeah, he's wearing like a jumpsuit.
He's wearing like whenever he
or-
gets
yeah.
whenever he tries to steal the action figure or whatever at the very end, or he dresses up as the bad guy. He's got this thing on, and if you look at Kazam, Shaq has the same sort of thing on, and I can
Like a
only,
turban.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I can do right here, and I don't mind taking the step down for it, is that I'm just white, and sometimes some people that are black look the same to me, and that's honestly all I can fucking say on it.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
that's really
I
all
hear
I can
you
do
out.
on it.
I hear
Because
you out.
he did not make a genie movie, but at the same time, I get them confused, and I'm like, well, I must just be a dumb white guy.
Listen, I'm just going to put this out there for people on the internet to either agree or disagree with, but this is the plot that I remember to the Shazam movie that supposedly did not exist.
Okay.
It was a movie where a boy comes about a genie. He finds a genie, he releases the genie is his, but the genie sucks at granting wishes. It's like a monkey's paw type of situation where every time he
like
asks,
Bedazzled.
like he asks to be strong, and
Yeah.
so the genie makes him smell real bad. Like I remember that from that movie. He said, "Okay, I wish I was super strong," and he goes, "All right, you got it," and he does it, and he smells real bad. He smells like
And
garbage.
all of a sudden, Sinbad's like, all right, man, you got it.
Yeah, and he's like super mad, and he keeps asking for these wishes, and like every wish that he asks for is all fucked up, and like because the genie doesn't know how to be a genie, because like I guess he's never done it or he's rusty or some
He's not
shit
registered.
like that. But then at the end of the movie, the majority of this movie takes place in this kid's house, and towards the end of the movie, before he can grant his last wish, a army general, which is like either his uncle or his dad or something, an army general is able to gain control of this genie, and then the army general is asking for these wishes, and the genie's granting it just like the army general asked. And the boy is like, he talks to the genie, he's like, I don't get it. Why are you able to grant his wishes right, but you couldn't grant any of my wishes right? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe I was able to practice on your wishes, and now I'm better. I don't know.
Whoa.
Do you remember this now?
No, I think that you need to quit talking right now, because this is your baby.
Yeah.
You need to write this.
This is
You
your-
need.
this
This,
is your
I
this
didn't
is your
write
idea.
this. This is a fucking movie I saw when I was a kid.
The Mandela effect in this point is only you being shown what you can accomplish before it's actually happened. Write it.
I'll
Well,
write
because
you know what? I will rip off this parallel universe
Yes.
that I am being
Yeah.
like semi cast into, and I have
telling
knowledge
you.
of.
Do it.
But this is a fucking movie that had goddamn Sinbad
It
in
sounds good. Like
There's
I
no
like
other
it.
movie with that similar plot.
That's exactly
like-
right.
There isn't?
No,
Really?
Do it right now. Turn off the fucking mics.
No.
it. Turn off the goddamn
Because
mic.
people are gonna steal this right now.
No,
Yeah.
no, well, they're not. 'Cause this is just recording on my computer. This
All
is
right.
a-
No,
this is a-
right. We're
this
gonna
is a-
break the fourth wall here.
this
Yeah.
is
Just make sure you edit
this
this
is
out.
only
real quick.
live on this. It's
edit it.
This is a rough version of copyrighted because it's been said there's a time and a date, but we're not live on any platform. We're just recording on my computer.
Yeah, we
It's
can
fine.
cut this out.
Like I
Michael.
said, we could totally break the fourth wall and it just, it's a podcast.
I
We're doing
mean,
it.
maybe it could be a good movie, but
Now once I
you know what? I would call it fucking Shazam, and I'd try and get Sinbad to
You
be on
should.
board.
Dude, he
I
had
think-
a stroke, bro. He like,
I think that
don't know.
Mandela
No,
effect
he's still
is
good. Is he not good?
Who?
I know he had a stroke like this last year.
Well, he
Oh.
did, but like I think he's okay.
he's okay.
I think he's okay.
You can
That's
cast
good.
him. He's looking
It's like
for
a
work.
little stroke.
Yeah.
If
Little
anything,
baby
the
stroke.
Little
fact that
baby
it's
stroke.
this prominent of a thing is I don't understand why no one has actually gone for
Dude,
it.
I'm like it's
Give the
freaking
people what
me
they
out
want.
because I swear to God I watched that movie. If it wasn't Shazam, it had to have been some other movie.
Well, not
but
to
I'm
mention
almost positive it was Shazam with
Sinbad.
Sinbad. Yeah,
But you don't know who the kid was, right? Like
don't know who the
do
kid
you think
was.
the kid would have been?
Is there any other things
it
you know
looked
about
like
it?
Jonathan
nobody?
Taylor Thomas. It was a Jonathan Taylor Thomas lookalike.
From like Tool Time?
Yeah,
Like
from-
that age,
Like
like
he
8?
had that haircut,
Yeah.
you know, that '90s long bowl type haircut, and like
feathers.
Before Bieber
you
took it
know,
away.
and he was wearing like baggy clothes with the like button-up shirt, you know, that was like four
No, I
different
think
colors.
you should change what your purpose on this could be is that you're going to change the Mandela effect into a premonition, and what's going to happen is you're going to create what everyone thinks was fucked up before. Like, oh wait, was that the Bernstein Bears or the Bernstein Bears? All the other stuff they had. Well, you're going to actually create Shazam, and then you're not going to have to worry
money
about
Other
it.
than
off
that-
of Appellate Universe, and then
All of
we
a sudden, there is no Mandela effect.
And
They
then
were
here's
just
the other thing,
premonitions
is
of
how
what was about to
come-
happen.
Listen, let's just talk about this real quick. There are all these conspiracy theories that people are hyper interested in. Yet, why has Hollywood not cashed in on these conspiracy theories and made movies about
Which
them?
ones?
Like-
They do alien shows all the time.
Yeah, of course. Alien. That's the easy one. That's the most like easy, attainable, low hanging fruit. I'm talking about like why hasn't Hollywood made a movie about the Mandela effect yet? Like I feel like there's a movie called The Mandela Effect, but it was a bullshit like movie.
like a movie that's like a plot based around like people that are like us right now trying to remember shit, but we can't because it's the Mandela effect. But
Well,
the-
deeper
well,
than that, like that could be a
like-
sub story in the movie, but the like one of the main plots. Maybe there's like 3 main plots, and they all coincide and entangle with each other. But one of them, because with a movie like that, you have to have the military governmental storyline,
like-
where it's like, oh my god, the quantum entangler has erupted, and it's fucking with the space time continuum. What are we gonna do? It's like shut it down, and they shut it down, and they're like, sir, what do you think? Do you think it damaged anything? He's like, only time will tell. And then it like flashes to like 5 years later.
Well,
and
that's
it's like,
literally-
do you remember this? It's like, no, I don't remember that. It's like, what do you mean you don't remember that? And they try and look it up and it's not there.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
Well, I
well,
can see that. I can see that.
I can definitely see it, but it also kind of what's that? Well, there's a bunch of movies that kind of play with that idea, but not with the exact Mandela effect like type.
Yeah.
But
There's
there
that
should
one
be.
Beatles movie that came out that was pretty
Well,
fucking cool.
I think.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
Mandela
think you
effect.
can
I
get.
haven't watched it,
You
but
can
I
get
know
a
that.
serious. You could get a 1-hour HBO documentary special, Mandela Effect.
Yeah, but I
And
don't want
that's
to do a
only if-
documentary because then that's
well,
all hokey.
Well, no, but
It'd be a
unless
Yeah.
unless
Because I don't know if the Mandela effect is true. And it's like one of those
If you
things
don't
that's like
get-
out there.
well, if you don't get,
but I think
okay,
it's fun enough to make a movie about.
you need to try to in some way like promote a Mandela effect. Like if you
Yeah.
if some big Mandela effect did happen recently, you could make a movie about it. You
Yeah.
really could. People like Netflix, all those people. I bet you really could really try to make.
I
something
really
like that.
think you could make a
But-
movie about the Sinbad Mandela effect because enough
Well-
people remember this movie that didn't exist. There's
What
a
if-
significant
if you can get
portion.
Sinbad, if you can get Sinbad in on it, maybe.
Yeah.
What if the
I can see
movie
that.
was just like the
I gotta
first,
pee real
like go for it. Like the first part of it is like Shazam, and then like it gets to a point to where they're like, wait, like they start like they're like this, like wait, like this is like we're in the Mandela effect, and they start like, and then like,
Oh,
and then the,
yeah, yeah,
and then the
yeah.
cast is like, well, and like the crew is kind of like, wait, like this isn't a movie. This is we're in the Mandela effect, and they start like everyone starts almost like a Truman Show type
Yeah.
like punchline where it's like oh and like that's about as far as I got with it. But it's like they're like we're in the men like we're like because like the people have to be victims still, you know, because it's like okay, like let's say it's not true, but if that movie existed, there would have been so many people on it that they could have easily disproved it, right? Like, oh, like we were on Shazam, we made it, whatever. But like now, but it's like now that
Well, that's what makes me think that like part of the Mandela effect might be real. Like maybe we do exist in a universe where Shazam
it's
did
real.
not happen. But I'm kind of thinking that there's some sort of like a fucking like bleed over effect
just like,
from a
what-
parallel universe where a
Yeah.
significant portion of the population believes that there was a movie with Sinbad that
Why-
played a hapless genie and it was called Shazam.
Why does it stop there though? Why can't there be anything else? Like,
Well,
There,
if they-
there are other things. Like
Yeah. Well, no.
a significant portion of the population believes that Nelson Mandela died back in
In
what, the
81.
80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's one of the bigger ones.
yeah, I don't know about that
The only
one,
thing
but-
that fucks with me is that with the Sinbad thing, the only thing that anybody remembers is that Sinbad was in it. There's not one other actor anyone can name in that movie.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
And so that's
kid,
what makes me
fucking
think that it's Kazam. And
Yeah.
that Shaq being like, ha ha ha. And then
Yeah.
with what's his face on Jingle All the Way being like, ha ha ha. It just kind of.
there's-
you
it-
know,
Yeah,
there's
but
some
where
similar-
am I coming up with this plot for this movie? I did
Well-
not just create it.
Think about how
Well,
long,
it's but it is
think
a
about
very
how
simple
many
plot
movies
too,
you've
though.
watched
You know,
since you've maybe realized this. Think about all the reminiscing you've done. Thinking about.
I'm
think-
willing to believe
Look-
I'm overlapping some other like Disney
Yeah, we
like
have to
straight to
pinpoint what it
TV
is.
movie.
Look-
I think it was probably a straight to TV movie because I do remember in my head it was a super low budget shitty movie.
Like
Yeah,
lying
but
is
they tend to
something
really
that's
write
not
it
just
about.
something we do on purpose. Sometimes like we literally will lie just because it's like we kind of like I mean just I think it's something about like the human brain. It's like it makes us project in our minds, and then we like folklore is a thing. Like if I tell you something, you might tell something like Michael something different, even though it's just us three in here. Like so it's like it's like we mold things in our brains and memories, and like it's like I'm not saying you're making this up because you are,
But at
you
the same
aren't.
time,
but
if-
you aren't
Yeah.
because like you've probably like some like just
I think
in
I'm
the-
mistaking remembering something else.
yeah, but
And I'm overlaying it
if not,
on
then
that.
a time police should let you make this money off this movie.
well, if anything,
Yeah, if there's not another movie out
if
there
you can
like
make
that,
up
we
an
should
entire
make it.
movie, then I think I might next time I even meet Morgan, I might just need to make sure she's real. Like I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're capable of.
Yeah, she's been a hologram this whole time, guys.
I don't have a kid. I don't have nothing. It's just me at my house right
Yeah.
now.
I have very sophisticated hologram technology at my disposal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm not even wearing clothes right now. I haven't worn clothes in 5 years.
yeah.
I just carry little
but
holograms with
It does
me.
suck that all these like I
that's
wish
awesome.
conspiracy. Oh, here's another conspiracy theory. I know we're not. I'm not sure. If,
am I far away? I was like, am I too far? Oh yeah.
here's
you
another
went to me.
conspiracy theory that like I don't remember where I read it, but it was like on some article. It was like top 5 most craziest conspiracy theories or whatever. But like supposedly, the Vatican has camera roll of photographs of a ancient camera of Jesus Christ performing miracles and him at these places.
Zero
doing
That's
chance.
stuff.
the most
Zero
No,
chance.
R-worded thing I've ever
No,
heard.
I know it's ridiculous.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
What did they look like? Can you pull them up?
Right. Oh,
Or were they too restricted?
so the only
I love
pictures,
those.
the only pictures
They're
I
very
saw
low
was literally
res.
is a picture of like this looks like Jesus in a robe holding this guy's hand. It's like
Was he
here's
white?
here's Jesus performing a miracle. But I'm like, look, I mean,
It's like,
obviously
is Jesus wearing Oakleys?
It's like,
It's
look,
like
they
a-
didn't
it's a-
have photography over there, you
But-
know.
but
Oh
that's
shit,
one of the
he's got
most-
Yeezys on.
But that's but that's one of the most like that's one of
Nike
the
symbol?
that's one of the newest conspiracy theories that I've read. And I'm like,
And that's one of the newest ones?
Or no, like listen, like it's one of the most like recent ones I've read. That's like God, like that is so far out there. Like
Oh,
that's
gotcha,
like
okay.
that's like fucking like
So it might be like an old conspiracy theory. It's just the first one you were.
yeah.
Okay.
It's just like
I thought it would be funny if they were still coming out with Jesus conspiracies right now. Like, do they come out with new ones often? Like,
Dude,
from
they
what
come
you
out
read?
with conspiracy theories
Dude, someone's
every
right-
day.
For anything,
It's only
right?
the
Right
big
one
ones
right
that
now.
really go viral.
I never look at it. I need to start checking these
what
out,
if-
I guess.
Okay, I'm just going to start off with saying I believe we
Start with
landed on
the
the
A's.
moon. That's my position.
I believe it now.
But
think
there
so,
is a
too. Yeah.
significant conspiracy theory that says that we did not land on the moon and that we got Stanley Kubrick to fake
remember
it
that,
and
yeah.
film it because of the Space Odyssey. They're like, hey, this guy can shoot a movie to make it look like you're in space. We need to win the space race.
But
we
nope.
need to beat the Russians. I don't care if we do it or not. We're going to really try, but if we try and we fail, we need to have this backup video and we need
Yeah.
to show it to the public.
But either way, nobody who has ever watched that movie actually thinks that any part of that was taking place in space. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and
But
so like,
no,
but whenever
no,
you
that's
watch
not-
the space landing,
No, at the
you're like,
time.
okay, that looks a lot more like what I think it would look like.
Today's
you know?
standards, we can tell that it's fake, but back then,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
bar was
nine-
so low and people
Yeah.
had never seen anything like
Sure.
that. So they were extremely willing to believe
that was a conspiracy.
that
Well,
it
there's
was
al-
so much easier to suspend your disbelief and believe that what you were seeing in 2001: A Space Odyssey was real.
Yeah, I mean, I believe.
Oh,
that,
like the movie?
Yeah, when people watched the movie, they were utterly amazed. They were shocked
okay,
at
yeah.
the
like,
realism.
like these graphics are kick ass. Like,
They were like,
Yeah.
"Wow,
like, you
it,
know,
this
like,
looks
it's
like
totally-
he really went into space and
Yeah.
he's really in
the
zero
government
G."
was
And
like,
I guess I
look,
could
like-
see them comparing it to the
Yeah.
space landing, but at the same time, like whenever you compare them right now, it's like,
yeah.
I believe that we went, and I believe that there's also a government-directed Stanley Kubrick movie that probably looks better than our recording of us going to the moon.
Oh yeah.
I think
Like,
the most
yeah,
plausible
I think they're
conspiracy
both
of
right,
of
and
the
then-
Yeah.
moon
The Stanley
is
Kubrick looks
is
better.
that they may have found some stuff on the moon that they didn't tell us about. That's probably the biggest possible
Yeah, the
conspiracy
dark
in
side
my
of the
mind.
moon, man. Like
That's about it. Like other than that, like I think
there's
we
a-
definitely went
I
to the
think it was
moon.
more about gloating, and I think it was more about bragging rights.
There is
we
a
were
huge
in the middle
crater.
of a gigantic Cold War with
Sure.
Russia, and we were not about to let them have bragging rights about getting into space and getting to the moon before
Yeah,
us.
I mean,
So you
that's-
think we faked it?
No, I don't think we faked it. I think that there's
they
substantial
might have cut corners.
a motivation for an actual conspiracy
sure.
to fake the moon landing.
Sure.
And just like he said, I think we went, but I think we also had a backup tape just in case we didn't make it.
Yeah, I think they both exist. Like, I
Yeah.
think there's probably like there's a government has like a Stanley
You
Kubrick
think-
fucking
You
movie
think
that
had a fake
that
tape
they
and that's what they
Yeah.
maybe found. Like they
Or-
found a fake tape somewhere.
I
That's what
don't
made them start
discount
thinking
that
about that.
the human race doesn't have the ingenuity to get to the moon. I think that we totally do.
Yeah,
I
think so,
don't
too.
want to discount the ingenuity and the capability of hours and hours and hours of thinking things out, and math and manpower, and just figuring shit out
There's a-
and doing it.
yeah.
I think that we can do that,
I think so too.
and I think we did do that.
Yeah.
But I also think that
they made a
we
backup
may
film.
have
Stanley
made
Kubrick-
some backup film.
Yes, Stanley Kubrick made a backup film, and then like, like they could. Both
And then here's
exist.
another thing: what if we did do it?
Has anyone ever
And what
talked
if-
to him about it?
Oh well,
He's
I
still-
mean,
Was it ever even
I
brought
think
up?
Stanley Kubrick died, right?
No,
Well,
he's not
yeah.
dead.
I,
Well,
I think
yeah,
he is dead, but
yeah,
like
he's
I don't
I
have
just
my
wonder,
phone
like,
on
well,
me.
if
We
this
can look it
happened
up.
in the
Something
'60s, like the conspiracy didn't start today. Like, I mean, how long has it been going on? Like, was he
I
ever?
want
to
to say this conspiracy started like maybe right after it happened, but it's following only really
I mean, I'm
snowballed
only
So the
here
20
'80s,
recently.
'90s, 2000s, like did. Can we look at him answering questions to try to maybe look
Yeah.
at what he,
Yeah, I haven't.
how he acted?
I
I don't
haven't-
know. I want to use that.
People
as
have
some sort of
said that
thing,
when he
yeah.
made The Shining, he was trying to drop little breadcrumbs and let people know that
How
he
so?
faked the moon landing. There's a whole documentary
Oh,
about
yeah, okay. all
I
right,
haven't.
I'll
I
look
haven't.
into
I
it,
haven't dove
like-
into it at all. I just know that.
No, I haven't either. I didn't even know it existed.
But it's like a crazy person being like, oh, that van, it's been, coming out in front of the house 8 times today. It's been a different color each time, but they're following me.
Oh, wow.
It's like they're reaching it, nothing.
Yeah, well,
Well-
they're prying to get just any little thing
just
that's like
any little
oh,
thing that kind of
Well,
helps their
sometimes
argument.
if you want to believe, you want to believe.
But when you watch the documentary, it kind of does make you scratch your chin and go, But at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
See, the only thing that ever made me kind of doubt some of the stuff that I hear about with the moon or other planets and stuff and everything is taking astronomy 101 and finding out how they judge like the age of stars and different things like that.
It's
Light.
It's insane. Light and X-rays. radio
Incredibly
waves.
minute and very like
Seems far fetched too.
at times it can. And
Literally-
what I said to myself was that, hey, you're probably not smart enough. What's happening is not that they're lying to you about what they're doing. You just don't understand what they're doing.
Exactly.
But that's
Yeah.
also a very
Yeah.
submissive way of looking at it. And any slave would do that exact same thought process. Not slave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone who would rather take their word for it than actually prove it themselves.
Yeah.
Which-
It's like just
So like, but
eat
I
the
remember
fucking
taking
beat.
those tests and stuff and being like, wow, like if this is really all you're going off of here, and you're gonna say that you know the temperature, and you're gonna know this, and this is this, like, wow, like that's
who am I to?
maybe I
say
just don't
no?
know the extra small details, but
Yeah.
it seems
I believe
pretty,
the thing that they use is like some luminal spectroscopy. I'm not saying that
yeah,
right. But they look at the spectrum of light that's emitting from what they're looking at, and
and
they
how it
can
reacts.
they can say, okay, well that wavelength of light bounces off this type of gas, so
Mhm.
we can
Yeah.
tell that this planet has this type of atmosphere.
sure.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's crazy
But,
because
like,
that seems so easy.
Spectral
But then, well, okay.
luminoscopy. I
so
don't
the
fucking know what
difference
it's called.
between hearing that and then actually seeing what you would call like what they would give you as a representation of it, what you're seeing is probably not anywhere near close to what it fucking looks like.
Like in the books,
Yeah.
and shit like that.
you
yeah,
know, like
yeah,
you got the Hubble Space Telescope, and sure, I mean, amazing.
Those are
pictures
all
that we can get
those are
from
all
there.
enhanced too.
Those
like,
are very
Those
enhanced,
are very enhanced.
But whenever
yeah.
you go to Pluto,
Some,
and you're
except
looking at
some of the
different
close
things like
ones,
that,
like we just got real close to Pluto.
We did.
Those aren't enhanced. Those are real. And
Yeah.
same thing with Jupiter. We just
Yeah.
got real close to Jupiter.
those are cool.
well, what I mean
Yeah.
is that before that thing got out there, what we thought of as what looked like Pluto was fucking vague as fuck.
Yeah.
And so whenever that showed up there and showed how we were so far off, sure, we're always making these progress things, but whenever we're talking about all these things way the fuck out there,
80 years away. It's
like we're never gonna have
yeah.
anything near there.
Anything out of the solar system,
Of
we're
our inner solar
just-
system?
no, anything outside of this solar system.
Yeah.
The only thing we have to go off of is that spectroscopy. I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
but
like, we
but that's what they based off their black holes off of.
Yeah.
That's what they based
Yeah.
everything off of. Like that talks about the origins of the world.
Well, they
And
know
so
about
if
black
you're gonna
holes
stop
because
believing stuff kind of with a very confident thing here, like, and this is just where I'm
Yeah.
at, and I'm not saying you guys, but like that's
Yeah.
where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna start saying that, like, okay, so that's how vague we are with that stuff out there. I can't really take anything on
Well,
it's
here's
like
the thing.
solid ground
Yeah,
right
so
now.
saying it's
with
tough to
that,
believe-
you know?
I see
Tough
what
to
you're
believe.
saying. It's very hard to look accurately
Mhm.
at dim objects. That's not the same for bright objects.
True.
Stars and galaxies are bright as fuck. We can get
Sure.
because they're throwing photons our way
Yeah.
directly from them. So it's very much easier to pick those things up and see the detail on those things than it is to see the detail in a small, insignificant pebble floating around in
Yeah.
space that is a planet around a distant star.
Even though planets would probably be what we're looking for more than stars, right?
Yeah.
No,
But-
not
well, for
entirely.
me
no.
personally, I
when
would
we
think
look out
so.
into space, the first thing we're going to see is stars and galaxies because
Yeah.
they're bright.
Yeah.
It's the light in the dark room. If this room that we're in right now is pitch black and Vince had a flashlight, you would notice the light from the flashlight before you'd notice the light reflecting off this microphone.
Sure, like
That's the same
I
thing
guess
with
I was meaning like
planets.
the purpose, like,
But,
because finding
yeah.
suns doesn't mean anything to me. All it means is that there's going to be some planets around it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm wondering about.
And-
Because no
and
one's
it's-
going to go step foot on a sun. No, and so a sun is just kind of like a close to an X marks the
Well,
spot.
I
you know?
think what you were
Yeah.
getting at is like they don't know what they're talking about because they can't really see what they're looking at.
I'm saying if they're going to say that it's 450,000 times the size of the sun, that's a guess.
Oh, it is a
off
guess.
of what
Carl
they
Sagan
do
says
know
that a
right
lot,
now,
yeah.
but not anywhere where close to what it actually is.
Well, that's not entirely a guess because there's things that they can use,
it's an
like
educated
Yeah.
guess.
the
I'm sorry.
parallax
no,
effect.
Carl
It's a
Sagan talks about
hypothesis.
this.
They can
Carl
look.
Sagan talks-
Well,
has a
they
whole
can
chapter
look
about
at
this.
something out in space at in the beginning of the summer, and then they can look at it again in the beginning of winter, and due to the parallax effect,
Yeah,
and
I
us
was about to say
being
parallax.
separated by, it's almost like our two eyes. Our two eyes give us a parallax effect
Yeah.
when we look at any object. That's why everything looks three-dimensional and not two-dimensional, and you can gauge depth. Well, same thing with a parallax effect, but put behind that computer power and like geniuses, they can really calculate the distance something is away because we've had two different vantage points of looking at it. And also, based on how far we can guess it's away, we can also see how much it bends the light that
Yeah.
comes around it, so we can tell its mass from that.
Uh-huh.
And then we can also gauge how big it is in relation to other items because of the parallax effect.
Yeah.
So
But
when
it's
someone
still
says
a
a sun
guess.
is that big, they really do know that.
I know that they're close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
no.
going to be convinced otherwise
Oh,
on that
yeah.
otherwise right now, just because we literally have been trying to decide if Pluto's a fucking planet or not for the
Yeah.
past like 5 or 6 years. Like
Oh.
I like our endeavors,
Yeah.
but right now we're catching up with our technology.
Yeah,
And
it is
we're
estimated
ready to
guess.
use it the best way we can.
Yeah.
But if someone's going to say it's 32,000 times the size of the sun,
Yeah, it's like
I personally know that it could definitely be 31,000 times, and you don't know that.
Well,
and for you
close
to say
enough, though.
no, it's not, because science is not okay. I mean, whenever
Science
you can,
wants to
the
be
first person
exact.
to actually say that it is what it is, and say, hey, this is this, and we can actually measure it, and we'll know that's true. That person will be the first person to say that that's what it fucking was, and they'll
Yeah.
get something for that.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
like
what's
But
great
for
about
right
the
now, if
science
we can say
community, you're
Jupiter
cool if
is
it's-
this certain size of,
What
of
level-
the Earth's, and
what-
it's a little bit less than that, then
Yeah, but
science
like-
is about getting it right.
Yeah,
But
but
they
what level of
also
science
admit-
would satisfy your need to be accurate?
Well,
They
if they're going to say
admit
this
to
is what it
being
is,
wrong.
and I say that could it be smaller or bigger, and they say no, that's not okay with me because it's not a fact.
Well,
It's
because
right now,
like
as
the
best as we
ancient
can
Egyptians were able to calculate north and south within like less than 1 degree of variance back 2,000 years ago.
do. And now, can we do it to a very better degree?
And we can do it to a lot better degree.
So
but
we
I,
get
I'm
better
just
props
saying,
for
I'm
it.
just saying, like even back then, they were able to calculate something so unfathomable or unfathomable as true north, and now we have vastly better technology, and I think we can calculate how big things are.
well,
Yeah,
but we're
well,
talking about things that
tough.
are
They're
hundreds of
They're
light years
estimating.
away. Like, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about if I can measure what that is correctly. Like, we know we can do that, right? Because we
Yeah.
have that capability. But whenever
Yeah.
I am told on some sort of a thing that says, hey, this is what the Earth looks like, and this is how much bigger fucking Jupiter is, and it's this exact number, and it's to even a third fucking decimal, and then you get over here and you say, oh, this is how big this is, and then all of a sudden we get to Pluto, and this is this, and all of a sudden we get to a star, and then we get to the next star, and
Yeah.
then the next star, and then the closest planet that could possibly hold life, and we're also going to be as exact as to the third decimal. I'm just saying that what I say is I'm
Yeah.
too dumb to know that
Yeah.
that must be what they're doing,
Yeah.
but I also don't necessarily believe it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because
well, here's
once again,
honestly,
real
they
quick-
could do
Yeah.
that and say that, hey, that's what it is, and you wouldn't be able to prove them wrong either.
yeah.
I mean, well, once
Like-
again, like I quote Carl Sagan a lot because he's fucking like he's like a science's grandpa in my opinion because he says a lot of smart shit and he's like
pretty
he
nice.
talks about this a lot and it's like look, it is a guessing game because like yeah, we know that it's a certain distance and it's like the Betelgeuse is this big or whatever, but like we don't know what's between our telescope and the middle of that star.
Yeah.
So it's like there's so much that's
Yeah.
like and so it's like there's
we
so,
definitely have a lot more
there's
to learn.
so much to
Yeah.
like we just figured out that black holes were eating more than they originally thought just last year. So it's like the great thing about the science
Yeah.
community is that they're stern on saying, look, Michael, it's this big, I don't care what you believe, but they also will admit the next day that, oh shit, we actually found out a better way to measure it and we were wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
You see what I'm
And that's
saying?
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
I love that because that's
They're
what
they're
science
stern
allows.
they're stern in their
But
ignorance.
At that day, you're like, oh, this, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Well,
and then the
I'm
next
just-
day, it's like, well, we got some new information, and actually, it was this. And you're like,
Actually,
okay,
I'm-
well, that's
you
were
well,
right.
listen,
we
I'm
were
just-
wrong, but now we're right again. So
I'm coming in the defense of the scientists a little little bit because I know that they can't just all say something and kind of half think it and kind of give some examples as to
get
why they
that.
think that.
Yeah.
Like things need to be peer reviewed. And
Sure.
as a scientist and as someone that puts a claim out there and says this is the way it is and this is why I think it
bold
is,
statement, yeah.
like it is a bold statement. And if you're wrong, if you get that wrong, and
never-
other people do the same experiments and try to get that same answer, and a lot of people don't, you're laughed out and out of a career.
True.
Yeah.
And
You got to
so,
be sure about this.
so
shit.
That's why Carl
for
Sagan
some,
wasn't a scientist. He was an author.
And that's the only thing that, and I guess, and I'm not in any way trying to dog science or astronomy.
I
or
love
anything,
science.
but like,
Yeah.
astronomy is a very like no one's gonna die if you get 1,000 million fucking miles off
Yeah, you're
of
not,
something.
yeah.
It's like, oh, that star
well,
is.
if you're trying to get to
200
Mars, you are.
200
You'll fucking
and
die
yeah,
real
and
goddamn
we need to
quick.
fucking get this shit right.
It's
you
like,
know?
where the hell are we? I thought there was a planet here.
It's like,
Can we at least get out of the fucking atmosphere,
Yeah.
please? No, but the fucking like if they're gonna say, oh hey, that closest star to us is 2,800 million light years or something. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it might be 27, and no one's gonna die if it's wrong.
And also no
you know
one,
what I
like,
mean? And
no
so I
one
don't feel like
in
it's
our
as
community
checked
is
in
gonna
that
be-
sense of it, you know. And eventually, I think it will be. And I think that original quotes on this stuff, some people will have done it very, very closely, and some might be a little off.
Because hopefully we'll be able to get
but
there
it's
and
cool
measure it our
to
fucking
think that we're going to get
selves.
to that point at one
Well,
point.
Yeah.
I
know?
like to think that the scientists that are looking at this and get all this information published and out to the public are very close to right. And what they do publish and say, we are confident and we know this. But those same scientists will come out and be like, listen, guys, we know this much.
And also
But there's
say, like-
90% of all this other stuff. We don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck to
It's like,
say.
so we figured out this, but
You know?
dark matter, we're still working on
Yeah.
it. Still working on
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
dude, and like that's why
we've got a flashlight looking at the ground, illuminating maybe a square foot of the room that we're in.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why
and
I
the
hope
rest of
we're
the room is
alive
dark.
for the next
Or
big
they'll be
science
like-
breakthrough.
Yeah.
I hope we're alive for the next thing that's like, oh shit, like we're not
Well,
gonna
guys,
be.
you know,
'cause it
we
takes
lived
long
through
time.
a pretty fucking gigantic scientific breakthrough back in like 2011. They discovered the Higgs boson.
Oh yeah, I mean
That was
pretty big.
fucking deal. And I thought that more shit would come of that immediately. I guess that's a
Futurama
long
touches
burn.
base on that quite a bit.
But the Higgs boson is a theoretical particle that they theorized that interacts with matter and gives matter its mass.
Oh,
Because they couldn't
okay.
figure out exactly how that happened.
because the electrons can be in two places at the same time.
Yep,
and
I
so,
heard that.
And so they're like, okay, so if they
It
can
must
be
be
in the
interacting with this Higgs field.
again, because
Wow.
they're like,
Yeah.
because if they can be in the like, yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. And it's like once again, it's like what you're saying. It's like all this stuff is like set in stone. Like this is it.
Here's the
And then
fun
you're like,
thing.
But
how?
it's not.
Here's the fun
How?
We're
thing.
gonna
Why?
figure it out.
Like,
As
how?
soon
love
as they
it.
Why?
came up with this,
Like,
I started fantasizing immediately. I was like, if they've identified the particle that interacts with matter and gives matter its mass, then we're one step closer to figuring out how to manipulate that particle to negate its effect and make objects and matter massless. And if you make something
That'd be
massless,
crazy.
it takes
Antimatter?
no energy or next to no energy to push it at the speed of light.
oh,
Because
yeah.
light is massless. So you could essentially figure out a way to turn something into light and transport it at light speed across the universe.
And that's-
That
but
is
that's-
the importance
but that's-
of discovering the
if
Higgs
you're
boson.
not-
Yeah, because
Pinky
like,
in the brain that figures it
yeah.
out.
Well,
gotta
Futurama
make
touches
sure-
base on this stuff too.
If
Like,
if
Futurama
someone
way
finds
ahead of
it
time.
and then does it horribly, who knows what they could do
I
with
don't
such powers?
fucking care how many goddamn people need to die. We need to figure out how
I'm
to
probably
become
gonna be
Star
one of
Trek.
them. Like,
Okay.
Whenever I was born, I really did feel like I was going to be killed in some weird thing. with some
If I
light
get
speed
killed
thing.
figuring out light speed, I'll die an honorable death.
Yeah, well, it's better
Yeah.
than like fucking getting
That'd be
hit
the
by
coolest
some,
way to
like,
die.
drunk driver on your way home or some shit. you
Here,
know?
when he comes back from the bathroom, I want to ask a question. So don't
Okay.
let me forget. But
do you want to run it on me first?
yeah, I'll run it on you.
Okay.
Given the
act like I'm
chance,
Vince.
knowing that you'll never return,
Okay.
they found a black hole, and they are sending a ship out there, and they ask you, they ask Michael, they say, Michael, we're going to send you, if you would do it, to this black hole, and we're going to send you through it, you're probably going to die, or you might not. But either way, you're going to end your life in the most spectacular fucking way. Do you go on that mission?
I've got one request.
What is it?
Actually, I'm going to make two. two requests, and Vincent will probably have better requests than me. One, I would like to have dinner with Kate Beckinsale and
Done, sir.
Natalie Portman and Alexandra Daddario. I would like for them all to be there, and I'd like the dinner to last no more than at least 6 hours.
No more. Oh, you're afraid
No
it's going to
less.
last too long.
No less. Sorry. No less,
No less
than 6 hours.
6 hours.
And
What are we
And-
talking about?
Oh, well, I posed a question, and he's in the
Yes.
middle of answering.
Gotcha. Okay.
and then after that, the only other thing I would like is a departure that includes some fireworks
We can do that, yeah.
and
He's like, yeah, we got
Yeah,
you.
we got you. I mean, there's a fireworks stand.
Do you want me to spend $5 or $10?
I love that firework impression. This is perfect. That's great. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all we send off is one of those.
no one
We
knows
only
that
had
I'm making it.
$12 in the budget. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if
it was
I had
actually
that-
pretty expensive to send
If
you
I
to that
have that
black
dinner
hole.
with them, I'm probably gonna be hungry as fuck the next day anyways. I'm not gonna care how the fuck you guys put me in that ship.
But either way, even if you don't die, you're not gonna come back ever.
No, and that's fine because honestly, like if you look at statistics, like you're either probably gonna die in some sort of car wreck or of some sort of heart attack.
Yeah, a dumb way.
Yeah, well, something that's very
You've got one life. You got one death.
Yeah.
That we know of.
And if
You
you've
can't
ever
control
thought
your
about,
birth, but you can control your
if you've
death.
ever thought about your last words that you would tell your family, then you're an idiot
Yeah.
because
You know what
probably
I'd
not gonna
say?
die that way.
My last words
You're
in
gonna
this
die some other
universe
way.
would be to infinity and beyond.
That's what I'm saying right now. So put me in the goddamn ship. Put me in the ship.
What was the question?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to, yeah. So you're doing it? Fuck
Yes,
yeah.
I'm on the way.
All right. That was a high five, folks, if you didn't see it at home. Okay. The question is,
Is
they find a black hole
nice.
and they say, Vince, we're going to send you if you'll do it, if you're up for it. But listen, you're never going to come back to Earth. You're never going to come back to probably this universe. We don't know where it's going to send you, and we don't even think that you're going to survive, but you might. Who knows?
But you're gonna get there. Like,
But we're
is that
gonna
what you're
find
Is
out.
that what you're saying? Like, they're like,
Listen,
yeah,
yeah.
you're gonna get there. We have no idea what's gonna happen, but you're gonna get there.
We have no fucking idea what's going to happen or if you'll live. But we can send you with some instrumentation. It's new proprietary instrumentation, and it will send back the
I do it in
data.
a heartbeat.
You do it?
Yeah.
Fuck yes,
Dude,
I would do
I
it
would do
too.
it tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, look, it's like, maybe not tomorrow because I'm like, look, like, I'm only 27. I feel like,
Yeah.
I feel like I've got some time
You're
ahead
like
of me.
falling into the event horizon. You're like, wait a minute, why didn't you guys send a drone?
Oh
Yeah.
no, I didn't know I was gonna join the 27 club this way.
Yeah. But
oh
like,
my god.
but like, yeah, I would do it.
You know what's
tomorrow.
really crazy?
Yeah.
If you guys fell into the event horizon and your back was hitting it first and you were looking out at your home, at the place you came from, as you're falling into the event horizon, time dilates in such a way that you would see the unfolding of the entire rest of the history of the universe. Time to you would speed up like everything was in fast forward, but it would fast forward to the degree where you'd see the entire heat dissipation, heat death of the universe in front of
See,
you.
Okay, so I love the poetry of that.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah.
We have no way of proving that, right? Like
No,
that's
yeah, it's all
that's
speculation.
That's yeah. So
Yeah, it's all
well, because like whenever okay, so was it
We know that time
What's his name?
dilates, and we just assume that the bigger the time dilation, the longer you're gonna see stuff. So it's like,
yeah, if
so
your
it's like-
brain
yeah.
could even comprehend
Oh,
what
yeah.
that was, like your
Yeah.
biologics
Yeah.
could
Well,
even
it's-
possibly get through
It's
that.
really not even speculation because we know scientifically for a fact time dilation is real. Space stations and satellites orbiting around the planet
few seconds,
in lower gravity at higher speed are
Sure.
experiencing less time than we are at the ground, and the
Yeah.
clocks will run at a different speed than ours.
Well, and I
we also
understand that.
know that increased gravity will dilate your experience of time.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
we know by looking at black holes that they dilate space-time and light around them to a significant degree. And we know that at the center of a black hole, based on math, is a singularity
Yes.
that is infinitely dense.
And if you were to throw a robot into that situation with something so secure as that, it would probably be that scientific. But if you throw a
Yeah.
biological being into
Yeah,
that
we-
has
we
never
would-
felt that,
we would
who
die
has
before we get there.
whose
hope we
evolution
wouldn't.
has literally only ever evolved from one spot on the planet, which
Yeah.
is why we also deteriorate in space and how our eyes get fucked up in
Yeah.
space and how
oh yeah,
everything gets
we
fucked
are
up in space.
not supposed to
We're
live
not
in
okay
space.
to be out
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
No.
Like
we would die before
your,
we get to see them.
your
Most robotic things would die in space.
perspective.
Even robotic things aren't safe.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
You know, so to even present the like it's a good theory. I like the idea. It's poetic. Science can create some poetic fucking things. Like and to think about even entering that, like people literally make movies over it where Matthew McConaughey has to go through a fucking black hole and figure out the fucking extra dimensions
Matthew
and shit, dude.
McConaughey.
And everything about that movie is fucking amazing. And what's great about it is it's all rooted in some sort of science that actually has some sort of fucking pull today.
You got
And what's
any
crazy is in
bookcases?
50 years, that movie will mean nothing because of what we actually know at that point.
Yeah.
Which imagine 50 years ago, what did we know? Why would we assume that we would slow down?
I know.
I don't think so. So in 50 years, that movie's going to look like some shit, and we're going to figure
They're
out
like,
that extra dimension or
Matthew
that black
McConaughey was
hole
an
or something
idiot.
was what this, and this. And looking back at Matthew McConaughey and his fucking book he came out with called some sort of green extras, whatever. Like it's gonna be something that someone that's a fan of his work will look up, but it's not gonna be
Oh
anything
yeah,
that leaves.
there's going to be a fan club.
You know,
that,
that's
like,
it.
reveres that movie.
And so like I guess whenever I talk about that and like the theories of it's like it's fun to be in this moment in time. The only somewhat sad thing is that I am at this moment in time because if I had been born 70 years later, these questions that we have right here would probably have been answered, and I might even be able to participate in some sort of a space exploration. But since
Hopefully.
I was born at this
Well,
point, I'm not going to make it.
you
Like
know
I'm
what
not going to
I'd
get to go
say?
out there and do that. I'm not going to get to see the stars the same way that other people
sad.
in our species are going
Yeah.
to get to see it later on. And
It's,
you just have
it's
to accept
exciting
that.
a little bit.
It's
but-
exciting to think of. It really
Yeah,
is.
I kind of like, you can analogize the march of technology and like the progression of mankind as like a trip to the fair. For the majority of history, it was you begging your parents to even get in the car.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Just,
know,
would you please fucking take me to
so
the fair?
fucking far away from the fair. And the
Yeah.
fair is like Star Trek, Star Wars level space exploration. And I feel like the point we're at right now is we just got to the fair, we just got our tickets, and we're just walking into the fair.
Sure.
We're gonna die before we get to ride any of the rides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and what's crazy is keeping your purpose, keeping your drive, keeping your moment in time, and appreciating that, and not and you know you're saying like being patient.
Yeah.
That patience is like the patience with golf is like probably like a small half a step I think as the patience of realizing where you're at in the overall grand scheme of things and knowing
Every
that you
time
should
I
be
talk
okay
about-
with it.
Every time I talk about
You know?
space, Neil deGrasse Tyson reminds me how minute we all are.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but that's the thing is like everyone is the same minuteness.
Yeah.
Like you're not any more minute than what someone who is born 100 years from now is. They're just as minute.
Yeah.
But like understanding that portion of it and being like and still feeling, you know, like wanting to stand up straight, you know, like not letting it get the most of you.
Maybe
and
that's why we're
stuff.
so interested in time because it's like 450 million years ago dinosaurs roamed the earth and you're like
Yeah.
that was 450 million, like that's like you're like I don't even know.
You know what's
what
crazy
kind
to
of
think
number,
about?
Yeah.
like
The dinosaurs had a big fucking shot at ruling shit. They did it for millions of years. And then they died.
even
And
hard
we've
to-
only been around for like 100,000 years.
it's
Yeah.
just like it's crazy. Yeah, like these numbers and like think like to think that like you know
Well,
400
imagine if
million
the-
years ago there was a whole another species of animals roaming the earth, and and we can prove it because their bones are on the ground, but it's like we don't know what they were like walking around and shit.
That
like
amount of time is so large, it's incomparable.
Yeah.
You cannot think
Well,
about
it just
how
proves
large
to me.
it is.
It just proves to me how like all those conspiracy theories about lizard people ruling the world is obviously fake because you guys had your fucking chance.
Yeah, the
And
lizards,
it didn't fucking work.
The lizards
and
fucked
it
up.
ended millions of years ago. And it took the monkeys. The monkeys got their chance, and the monkeys was like, "Fuck y'all," and then we're gonna sit over here and fuck each other for a few million years,
Well,
and
you
we're gonna
guys
figure
were
this
trying
out.
Yeah, you guys were busy trying to be scaly and battling and shit. And we
Yeah.
just got busy fucking.
Yeah, we just started fucking hardcore, and we
Yeah.
were very big into our
Yeah.
our treaties.
we're gonna
our
die out. What
times.
species do you think is gonna be next?
Robots. I'll tell you right now, it's fucking robots.
I do think
What
that
biological
it's
species are gonna be next?
it'd be hilarious.
None. We're
if-
the last ones.
Yeah,
It'd
We're
be
the only
hilarious.
ones that made computers and drum kits and shit and houses. No other species ever did that.
Yeah.
We're going to be the last ones. We're creating our successor.
Well, but it's hard to tell, man, because like even metals have a half-life, and their half-life is a speck on a fucking radar compared to like.
I'm not saying the same robot needs to exist forever.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just saying robots in general.
I think that we'll do good at creating the perfect robot, and I think that it's in our innate ability of only trying to do things better, not for the betterment of ourselves. I have to clarify.
We
that.
recognize
We
the
want to keep doing
capabilities,
stuff
yeah.
better, but it doesn't have to be better for us.
Yeah,
we just want to do stuff better. We want to keep moving along on this shit, and so robots won't be better for us. But we will.
Robots will not be good for us. We will die.
We will treat that same endeavor the same way that someone who likes to play golf will do, or someone who likes to try to figure out gravity, like Einstein or something. And we will do that, and we will create something that will end up going past us. Now, what's funny to me is seeing if what we do create will have our same innate ability of progress. Because if not, what we do create, if we can't pass along that progress, needing like that evolution.
Yeah, evolution's
If
hard.
if we can't instill that evolution in whatever we do create, it's going to end.
Okay. I got
You know,
evolution.
I got
at
some-
least the evolutionary track
Evolution
of it.
I got
needs
something for you
failure.
guys to ponder
Yes.
real quick.
Evolution
Okay.
needs failure.
So let's imagine you are in the driver's seat of a car. Okay?
All right, here we go.
Okay.
We both went for the driver. God damn it.
The hood
both
is now replaced on that car, and you have a new hood. Are you in the same car?
Wait, whoa. Are you asking us if we are in the same
Yeah.
car?
No,
Yes.
not you two are in the same car. You're in your own cars. The hood on both of the. Don't be facetious.
I'm
goddamn.
sorry. I had no idea for a second because I was like, all of a sudden you have a new hood on your car. I'm like,
So listen,
Okay.
you're in a car. The hood on your car gets replaced.
Okay.
Are you in the same car?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The
According to
hood
title, yes.
and the
Wait.
listen, the
Oh,
door.
God damn it, I realized
Yeah, you
I'm
already
done.
fucked up.
I
You already fucked up.
God damn it.
Okay, so yeah, the hood and the door get replaced. You're still in the same car. Slowly but surely, over the years, every single nut and bolt and part of that car gets replaced.
Yes.
Are you in the same car?
Consciousness, man.
Yeah, it's like
I'm talking about
yeah.
consciousness. So what I'm getting at is, here we are. Let's say we have tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow there's a gigantic, breakthrough in technology, and
Sure.
we figured out consciousness, robots, quantum mechanics, everything. Everything gets figured out tomorrow, and they're like, "Wow,
That'd be so
we
funny.
can actually put a chip in your brain that will make you better at remembering everything." Would you get it? I would. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, we all get it.
Yes.
So you get the chip.
Yeah.
Then they say, we can give you another chip that will make you better than how you are right now. It'll make you even more suave. Not only will you remember everything, but you'll figure out how to plug that into conversations better. And then, hey, well, we figured out eyes. Now your eyes can be even better than they are right now. They can see an X-ray. They can see an infrared. They can see through walls. You get those replaced. You get your tongue changed. Slowly but surely, you get every single organ of your body until the last thing left is one little chunk of your brain. And they come up with an update, and they say, we can replace that last little chunk with this, and you do it. And after you do it, you're still you, and your consciousness is still in your body because you've replaced it little bit by little bit.
Yeah.
Are you you?
Well, you know what's funny? I said, okay. I'm sorry if I go a little off on this, but I think you're literally describing generational changes, but not one person is going to feel all those changes. It's going to be each generation that does. And so if you have bad eyes and you have kids, your next kid, if they have good eyes, are they going to appreciate those good eyes? Like, maybe. I don't know. They'll have everything you have. And then the next kids they have
Yeah.
will have better.
But I'm just
might be speedier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's evolution.
yeah.
You're literally talking about evolution, but you're talking about if you were one consciousness that had all this evolution done to one thought.
Yeah.
Like, would you be able to? How would you cope with that? But really, it's the same thing that's going on evolutionarily wise. Like everything that you're talking about happens to generations that go along the line.
Yeah.
You know, and so they
But
don't have to worry about
the point I'm trying to get at is it's not anything to be afraid of like technology taking over, because I think the human spirit will endure, but it will change. And I think that the next evolution of humanity is artificial intelligence, some sort
just
of
won't be
symbiotic.
Like they won't call it artificial.
It
like
won't
artificial will
start
be
out
like a
100%
bad name.
artificial, but I think it will slowly get to the point where there is no biotic matter left in life, and
I think
it's
that
all synthetic.
You wonder if like they would join in like the social justice workers with that or something, you know, and be like, well, you can't call it artificial life. Like, don't call it that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, it's not. This isn't artificial life. This is second life.
Yeah.
Or this is this and everything. And by the end of it, like there will be a whole new names to everything.
You're
to where
100% right.
you'll
There
feel
will,
like
there absolutely
if
will be
we
such
were
a
to hear-
social justice ordeals about that.
yeah, if we were to hear what they would call each other in 100 years, we would probably think that those were derogatory or something.
Yeah.
But since we're trying to, you know, from this to this, you know, but this whole path along, you know, is going to be what changes it. Just where like, dude, you know, like if I call you dude, if we called someone from 100 years ago dude, like they might take offense to it or something.
They'd be
you know,
like, I am not a horse keeper.
like, not
Yeah.
today.
Or like, what
Excuse
the fuck
me.
is a dude? Yeah.
You realize I wipe my own ass, right?
I kind of think I like how like the way you kind of put it too, Tyler. It's like, well, once again, it's not this poetic because you're like the whole like eyes and ears and whatever. It's like, it's almost like you're describing the fourth dimension too, because it's like we're trying really hard to figure out what this next step is, and we know that there was a lesser step that was 2 dimensions, and that we're in a third, and so it's almost like there's this next step that's like, God, like I just want to know what it's like. I just want to be
That's
there.
why I was
like,
saying
wanna,
it's like we're
how
at
do
the
we-
fair and we can see all the rides. We can imagine what
Yeah.
the
Like,
future
how do
would
we
be like.
conceptualize
It's just we're
2D
not
though?
going to get to play with it.
yeah. What's up?
Like, okay, like how do you conceptualize 2D?
Length and width.
Yeah,
Like,
2D.
well, like so when you write
cartoons.
stuff on paper.
That's 2D.
Yeah.
So do you think anything ever consciously thought of itself as 2D?
No.
So-
maybe. Well, Carl
They say
Sagan.
they
Carl,
say we think in 10
I don't think
dimensions.
so
Well,
though.
Carl
I don't
Sagan
think
thinks
that
that
2D was
insects-
ever a conscious thought process.
Well, so like Carl Sagan thinks like insects and ants and animals, maybe because like all,
You think ants have a 2D thing?
No,
Well,
you know
no.
what? There's actually evidence to suggest that early humans did only think in 2D because all the art was only 2D.
yeah.
It was impossible for them to fathom 3D art. Yeah, they
Yeah.
wrote on the wall, but they wrote everything
but
2D.
Sculptures and stuff was like not even a thing. They were like,
Yeah.
wait, oh,
Even
we
the
can carve
sculptures
the
that
rock.
did exist were 2D.
Yeah.
They were only kind of accidentally making some of their things 3D by carving them into rock. But
Yeah, it's
like, think of Egyptian sculptures. Like, they eventually got 3D, but like a lot of the hieroglyphs and stuff were 2D. Probably.
of 3D people.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that's probably a later thinking. Like, the
Yeah.
early thinking
So you
was
think
probably
2D
carvings.
was like an evolutionary trait that
Oh, yeah.
happened?
Someone eventually was like, "Oh, let's make art in 3D, or let's depict art on the
I
wall
think-
3-dimensionally."
See, I think-
And then after that happened, they were like, "Oh, wow, why weren't we doing this all along?" It clicked.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
And like Carl Sagan talks about like how like the reason he thinks like once again what he thinks, but it's like they think in 2D because like just by like how things like obviously other animals, insects are like each one are different in their own, but the blanket term is like they think in 2D because, you know, almost like how we hunted and gathered, that was kind of it they eat and they work, and so it's like almost like a metaphor.
No,
like
but, like,
2D
that doesn't
is like a
describe 2D at all.
no, but
Like,
no,
in
that's
its
what I'm saying.
actual respect, right?
Like a length and width.
Like
Yeah,
2D
like
literally means to where like you can't lift off the ground. Like it's
Yeah.
left and right, but never up and down.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what 2D is.
yeah. So like
So,
Well, no,
technically,
no, 2D is left, right, up, and down, but never to you and far away.
oh yeah,
Which
so
is something that like obviously wouldn't be something that any livable creature could hold.
no,
So
yeah,
I
because we
think
all
that
think in
was
3D.
actually figured out before humans and before apes and before everything
Yeah.
else. I think the evolutionary tract of that.
Yeah, you definitely might go a little bit.
I think the evolutionary tract of that would have been past fish. Let's say fish have 2D.
Yeah,
And then, but maybe even frogs or something. Maybe no, they not even frogs. I don't think frogs. I think frogs have 3D.
fucking
Because-
Fish
probably.
are mad dumb.
I know. I'm not. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think any human has ever been 2D. I don't think that's ever been a
Yeah.
possibility.
Well, not physically,
Yeah.
but like,
Not physically, yeah.
But like,
What do you mean?
Well,
not
once
physically?
again, this
not
is where-
even ever like in a possibility, right?
no,
No.
yeah,
Like,
not ever, yeah, not,
okay,
not ever,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we've never been 2D.
Never ever. Like we have
No.
come from a species that was 3D and its capabilities, and then we came to a better understanding of how to understand 3D and use things,
Yeah.
and maybe or something like
Yeah.
that.
Dude, the eyes are crazy, bro, and it's like, well, not to
God,
get off-
thank
not to
God
get-
we've
not
got
to-
2 of them.
yeah, and like,
Can
if
you
it-
imagine how stupid we'd be if we had one?
It wouldn't be too bad.
Wait,
Well,
just one eye? Because
if we just
people
had
with
one
eye
eye-
aren't stupid, but like,
Well,
Hey,
you
Tyler,
haven't
would you like
met
to
this
repeat
one-eyed
that
bitch
for
at
all our
Kinko's.
one-eyed viewers? No,
I'm just saying, like, old Shirley down at Kinko's, she's a dumb, one-eyed bitch.
she tried to suck my dick and she missed twice.
All our Cyclops watchers, I'm sure you're intelligent. I'm sorry.
one-eyed people are dumb.
One-eyed people are
It's
dumb.
like, I don't think that's what he meant, folks.
Can you get me a beer? Sorry. You're going to have to cut that part out. It was too loud.
No, we're not cutting anything out. But yeah, you know, I mean, like,
I like thinking about this stuff.
no, science is like, it's just like, well, not just science, but like
Just out there shit.
just thinking about things,
Yeah.
things and stuff.
Yeah.
It, that, and they. It's like
Yeah.
it's just like you said. It's just like
That's
it's
the
so,
main reason I want to
complex.
start the Space Junk podcast, which is what you're listening to. This is the Space Junk podcast
We never
with Vince, Michael, and Tyler.
Yeah.
Here we are. We'll just add this to the beginning.
Nah.
You know, because I'm
Nah.
VMT. I'm dynamite. Yeah, VMT. Michael's drunk tonight.
Oh, you are? I'm jealous.
You want some of this?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I got another beer. You want one?
Yeah, I screamed it. No, just
Did
give me
you-
a glass. I'll
did
have
you
some.
really
Yeah,
scream it?
I did.
Oh, my God. No, I'll get you another. It's fine. I'm sorry.
Just give me a glass, man. I'll have some of your
It's
wine.
almost gone. I mean, I'm fucking...
Well, can I have some of it?
Yeah, you can.
Michael's over there trying to keep all his fucking wine. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Are we not recording? Yeah, we're still
Oh
recording.
no, we are.
Yeah.
We've been recording the whole time.
Okay, I was looking to make sure I had a wave function.
Well, with talking, it's not gonna.
Did you pause it?
Nope.
Oh.
It's just not. Here, if you want this.
I
really-
love your dog so much.
Yeah, dude.
It's like he will follow me towards the kitchen, not in the kitchen.
Yeah, he's like,
Because
oh, the
if-
floor is there.
Oh, shit, tile.
Dude, the floor
Tile
is
floor.
lava to him.
What's going to happen?
It's the most ridiculous, crazy
Are
shit.
you
I've ever-
serious? Your dog's afraid of tiles?
He's afraid of the floor. Like he has to have a carpet to walk. Basically, I mean, like I know it sounds crazy, but
That
that's,
is
like that's the
crazy.
truth. And it's the most craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a dog that's like, he's just like, dude, he's just scared of the floor, man. Like hardwood floor, like flat, like tile, like wood floor, like whatever. Like it's not carpet. He's just like, he trips and he's, I don't know. It's the
You
most-
feel like there's
dude, the-
like some truth there to like a what do you call it? Whenever you come from a before life to a new life, what's
Yeah.
it called? That?
Reincarnation.
Yeah.
Like he was reincarnated as like some sort of like dog that I don't know
Maybe
had
he,
bad times
don't
of
know.
floors. Like you
he
know,
came
like
from a caterpillar. He's not used to his legs being so long.
yeah.
something before this made him hate floors.
Like it's just like it's so mind blowing.
And that's another thing. Do you guys have you ever considered reincarnation as a possibility?
Oh yeah,
Man,
That our
I thought about
souls
it
and
once.
consciousness get recycled?
I
I
hope
thought
that
about it once.
I hope it's the case because I think
it
it'd be
might
cool as
be.
shit.
it's
I think it
not.
might be.
I hope it is because of two reasons. One is like that it's a gamble. You have no idea what you're gonna come back as. That's kind of fun. But also, it's like I want to be an eagle because I want to fly and eat mice all day.
Like why?
That'd be
like,
cool.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well-
I'm sorry. I've thought about it so much. It's just so upsetting to me. Like reincarnation just really blows me up sometimes. Like,
That blows
like,
you? Oh my God.
It
Send
fucks me up, man.
reincarnation my way.
Hey, Matt. We've known each other for a while.
What do I got to do? Put a little something sweet on it? Shit.
Well,
Come on, reincarnation.
Yeah, well, it'll blow you, and then you can reincarnate another load, and and it can blow you again. So
And
it
then
just comes over and over
boom,
again.
constant
It's
stimulation.
never-ending blowjobs and never-ending
All
satisfaction.
right. What do you think about reincarnation? Because I got a big fucking thought on it, so I'm going to let you guys go first.
All right. So
I've already gave you my thought. I'm all for it.
so being someone who, at the end of some thought processes, doesn't believe in a soul that's even possibly transferable, the idea of reincarnation is absolutely absurd to me. There's absolutely no way that there is some sort of living thing in you that is able to transfer at the moment of your dying in some sort of telepathic way, some sort of way, and it ends up in some sort of a maybe even like waiting room for something else, or even that just blows my mind that's even a possibility for some people.
Well, like physically, yeah, like I don't believe in it at all either because I like science. But it's like
Sure.
it's the thought of
Yeah.
it that I
No,
believe
no,
in.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like-
not. I'm sorry.
I think
I'm coming
like,
off wrong.
I
on
think
it.
it's dumb
My,
too.
my,
but it's
I'm
like,
just letting you guys know my answer is like a 4-part book.
Oh, that's fine. No, well, so like, I mean, if freaking you were able to reincarnate yourself, if there was some sort of you like one, I would now have to be okay with a never-ending loop. That someone that whatever you experience will never end, and there's never purpose to it, and there's never anything else, and which is fine. It's whatever. It's okay.
if it's real, then yeah, then like it's
Sure,
like, okay,
I can be
we're-
whatever else comes next time. I don't look for that as a thought process because it doesn't bring any sort of exoneration from the actual living that you're doing.
Yeah.
And then also, there's no differentiation between what life is and what will go to the next and what won't. So if you were a person,
It's like
does this now
soul
my
cock
thought
block.
of having a possibility of it happening make me able to go to other things, or can a dog do it? Can a bird do it? Am I going to be another fucking animal? Like, and
Yeah.
if that's the case, like, absolutely not. Like, this sounds like absolute bullshit to me, and I can't do it. Like, there's no way. Like I can't look, because then that makes me look at everything around me. Your dog is a person that fucking actually
was scared of the floor.
What-
I
that's Abraham
totally
Lincoln.
see. I totally see the
Abraham Lincoln.
ramifications of what you're saying, and you're saying basically you have to be vegan because otherwise you're eating grandma.
Well, no, I mean you have to eat whatever you can because like that's what we are. Like it's not my fault.
it's like your grandma
It's not-
died 10 years ago. She was reincarnated as beef yesterday, and now you're eating
and now we
her.
have to eat her because we are meat eating animals.
Yeah.
and so like why would there be any sort of structure to that?
Okay.
Absolutely not. Like you
All right.
know,
I
Well,
think,
yeah, I mean,
think
like,
I'm.
that
what
seems
you're-
like complete shit to me.
I-
Well,
all
yeah,
right.
I mean, you're like describing like the literal like my literal thought like yeah
Well,
like,
what-
like literally it's
And
kind
if
of dumb
I'm looking
to
at it
think
too
that it's,
literal,
like,
if there's some sort of other way to look at it,
no,
like,
I'm just thinking like
I'm
like,
not trying to be.
I think reincarnation is dumb too, but like it's
It
like
is dumb.
but like, I think
But it's fun to think about.
But it's fun to
Yeah,
think about.
yeah,
It's
totally.
fun to
Okay.
think about like
I'm going to dive
Eating
right
your
off into
grandma.
it, guys. This is what I think. Okay. I don't believe this 100%, but I think it's a possibility.
Okay.
So when you think of, this is part one of my explanation. I told you it's 4 parts, so bear with me.
here we
All
go.
right.
When you think of your consciousness and when you think of you can't imagine not existing. That's not within you. You're not capable of imagining
Beautiful
not
thing to
existing.
realize too.
You were born, you started recording memories onto your brain, and you are the person you are now.
Straight up.
Whether you believe it or not, the cells that make up your body live and die within 7 years. Every cell in your body is copied and replicated and reproduced over the course of 7 years.
Yep.
So every 7 years, you're driving a whole new chassis. That includes everything, including the squishy gray matter that makes up your consciousness housing, your brain.
Yeah.
So
Soul
if the
house.
if the squishy gray matter that makes up your brain is made up of completely different matter than the consciousness you had 7 years ago, isn't it weird to you that you still feel like you, even though you're housed inside completely new matter?
I guess it would depend on the people around you and your historical, like, be able to talk to. You know what I mean? Like, to keep historic facts alive. Like, you know, like, hey, 7 years ago I did this, right? Oh yeah, you did. You're like, oh yeah. Sure.
But
Like,
I'm just saying, like think of your brain
oh,
like a hard
is it
drive.
weird that that's like a thing?
Think of your
Yeah.
brain like a hard drive, and you like to think of you as you, the person that's in that chair. But whether
Yeah.
you believe it or not, slowly over 7 years, chip by chip, your brain has been replaced, and you have a new brain in you, cell
Yeah.
by cell, over the course of 7 years, or however many years it takes. So
Yeah.
you have new hardware containing your software.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I don't mind that. Like,
So okay, that's where the door to reincarnation exists. Is because
Really?
if new hardware can contain your software, then that opens it up. Any hardware can contain your software.
Well, okay. No,
So let me
I'm sorry.
finish. Let me
I didn't
finish.
mean to interrupt.
My thought on this gets even deeper. What if there is but one grand consciousness? And if you can think of all other consciousnesses, if you can think of all of life as a big balloon, and on that balloon full of water is little fingers. It's almost like you took a glove and you filled it full of water, but it has an infinite amount of fingers on that glove. So it's a big water balloon full of little fingers hanging off of it. And each little finger is a consciousness. And the consciousness is the water. And so the water inhabits these little fingers on that grand glove. What if every consciousness, yours, Michael's, mine, the dog's, the ants outside, everything inside the entire universe is all the same consciousness experiencing space and time simultaneously through every different vessel? So when you die, it's basically just one of the fingers of the glove being kinked off and all the water being pushed out of it back into the mega consciousness.
Yeah.
But are you wondering about? Okay, well, no, because I understand where you come from on that. Like, but are you talking about like the experience of dying and what that would end up being?
Yeah, basically, when you die, your life force is pushed back into the Godhead, the
Yeah.
God
And it's like,
consciousness.
that one didn't make it.
See,
So
'cause
I'm saying
I'm
we're
kinda-
all God and no one's God.
See, I'm
And
feeling
God
you there.
consciousness is the consciousness of every single person. Because
Yeah.
because did you know that every single neuron in your brain has independent thought of its own?
Sure.
So
But-
we're like neurons in the brain of God.
Well, and the thing is, okay, so where I'm seeing your thing on here. I don't believe there's a Wi-Fi. So
I
whenever
think
we
that-
have all these
What am I
fingers,
paying for
they're-
that you got
no,
in?
no, I'm
Yeah.
serious.
No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
and I know this sounds so weird, but like if you're talking about the fingers and everything and stuff, they connect to each other via Wi-Fi. In my mind, like this hand and everything, like unless you
For,
were to say
for
this
what
is-
I'm saying to make sense, yeah, you have to
And there's no
jump
Wi-Fi in my
into
mind.
the unknown and believe in something that we haven't figured out yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in my head, like I can see where you're coming from on it, and it sounds cool, and I just don't think there's Wi-Fi. I don't think that. I don't think that.
I just
don't
think it's
that
weird.
Whenever you die, that there's some sort of other thing that has been connecting with you this whole time, that all of a sudden.
I just think
that
it's
moment,
weird that
you
we're
lose
alive.
everything, like, but then it also goes somewhere else, and then now you're ready to go do shit over here now.
It's
Yeah.
just
Like,
it's
I think that you're
weird.
just a reaction, and
Have you ever?
It's fun to be that right now, and I'm not going to expect
Yeah,
more.
I totally get it. Yeah. The thought that there's some Wi-Fi that connects us all is astronomical and weird, and it's
Yeah.
probably improbable, and I don't have any way of explaining it, and there isn't going to be a way of explaining
Not
it.
right now. But
No, there isn't, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm just saying, It's very weird that we're alive. Have you ever just stopped and contemplated
Yes,
the weirdness
yeah, all
of
the time.
experiencing
Instead
consciousness?
of working, I think about that all the time.
It's so weird.
I'm just
Of
like,
all the times, of all the shitty fucking times for you to exist, you're existing right now.
But this
in
isn't
a
even a good
time-
time. Like you don't
I
know.
think it's a pretty good. When
you
you
don't
compare
know.
it to all the other time that we've been alive,
It's 1700. I bet they thought they had a decent time. Like when you got to 1900, I bet they had a decent time. I bet 1970s and
Yeah.
everyone's fucking each other. They thought they had a
well,
good time. Like
yeah, I mean, like,
eventually there's going to be another time, and we're going to
much fun.
find out whether or not we were in a good time or not. Like it's so.
I'm
funny
just
to
saying
me.
we can get sick or like break an arm and not die at 20.
yeah, I mean, like, it's just really.
that's
like,
pretty
it's just
good.
Really,
Oh my god! Can't do anything right.
I love you, Michael.
I'm not-
I've
but it's
never
just like-
seen you buzzed. I
I'm-
love it.
I'm buzzing like a bee right
You
now.
got your eyes closed now. I've had my fist out forever.
So like whenever
He's still look, he's just leaving me hanging.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, he's had his eyes
no,
closed
I
this
got
whole
it.
time. It was like 20 seconds of me putting my fist out. Oh
I'm
man.
trying to have him work on his lifts. You know, like
Yeah.
the lift.
but it's like, no, it's definitely
Oh my
weird. Like,
God.
I mean, like, when it comes to reincarnation, it's just such a cool thought because it's like, you don't know what's gonna happen, you don't know what's going on, but at the same time, it's like there's just like you said, like it just seems like there's like this like connection and like these waves, or like there's like once again fourth dimension type thing of like there's something that we just physically can't see or touch, and that's why I say all the time, like I'll be like. I'm like, I hope that the conspiracies are real.
Yeah.
Like I hope that I go outside one time and like some crazy shit happens and only I see it, and like I get abducted by aliens. I'm like, I hope it's all real because I want there to be I want there to be the whatever that's not that's
Yeah,
like,
you want to see the
I
spectacular.
want to see the
Well,
shit that's like, oh
well,
shit, that
you
it's
know,
like,
okay.
it's
I feel like
Dude, I want to so bad. I dream
I-
about seeing aliens.
I
Oh
would-
my god, I
no
want to
like
see it
that,
so
that's
bad.
aliens. I'm like,
you're
I want
representing exactly
want.
what I want.
It's like I want God to come down and say, "Hey guys, just checking it in. It's all good. That
Yeah.
Jesus is real, or whatever the case is." Like I don't like what like
Well, I
what,
feel like you're
whatever-
putting in perspective, like what I'm thinking
like
sometimes.
I
too,
want it to
is
I
like-
want it to be real because I want to see it. Like I want you to show me that you're fucking real.
It's like, okay,
I
so-
want to believe.
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to
imagine. Okay, imagine the first time they figured out that the moon was a place you can get to.
oh, they were
Badass.
mind blown.
They were like,
what? like
oh,
that's a
what?
space you can wait like
Like,
what?
wait a minute. Like, I'm gonna wait. Hey, you want to go up there? You want to check it? Okay, I'm gonna start working on some shit. You know, and all of a sudden,
Galileo was
800
like
years
talking
later-
to some bitch. She's like, he's like, girl, you want to go to the moon? I'll take you to the moon. Come back to my house first,
Sure,
and I'll take you
sure.
to the moon.
Yeah, you know, and they probably went out for drinks, some shit. You
You
know,
want to go
and
have
they-
some meat? I know this good place down the dirt road.
the dirt road. Yeah, yeah.
Because concrete didn't exist.
Do you want
Or
the
the-
Do you want the acknowledged?
I'm gonna
drink?
Galilei you.
I'm gonna lay that shit. So
I'm gonna
let's
Galilei
just
that
imagine,
shit, bitch.
Let's just imagine that while they were there getting drinks and getting ready to get laid, that they thought, hey, you know what? When I get up to the moon, I think I'm gonna find something there. I'm probably gonna meet some people. I'm gonna have to talk to them. I'm gonna have to fucking make them my friends and this and shit and everything.
love?
And then they get to the moon and they realize there's nothing fucking there. They're like, okay, well, you know what though? But you know what? Mars.
yeah,
Mars gonna have some shit.
I kind of picked the
Mars
third
is
farthest
gonna
away.
Mars is gonna answer all the fucking questions.
Yeah.
straight.
You know what? I can actually already picture what Martians look like. Look at this right here. You can draw this shit. Let's make some movies. Let's make some movies. Let's get people in
Give
line.
give
Let's
this
do
man money.
You know, it's okay. We get over to Mars. Ain't shit. Got some water. Ready. That's cool.
We have
Let's
a
go
we,
to
we have a car on
Jupiter.
Mars.
All of a sudden, now we're starting to look even further. We're starting to realize, well, these were the kind of rocky kind of places. That's kind of where the only spots we really had to fucking have people. Venus ain't fucking holding shit. Mercury's pretty goddamn close to the moon or from the fucking sun. What are we gonna look at now? We're gonna look over here. We're gonna go outside and we're gonna try to figure out the shit over here.
Uranus.
Like,
Hmm.
like all I can try to do is to say that how did we feel about Mars 30 years ago? That's how we feel about outer space right now. And that doesn't mean there's shit there. And it doesn't mean that everything we have is right. It just means that science is the most beautiful thing that can literally put us in a course of progress. And even though we don't get it correct initially, we will eventually.
Yeah,
And
for
it's
sure.
awesome that's like it's like a fucking worm
I like that.
wiggling through dirt. And if you didn't wiggle,
Trimmers.
you wouldn't. Yo, man, fucking Tremors! I'm gonna fucking watch this shit now.
I've never watched it.
Excuse me, what'd you say?
I've never. I know Kevin Bacon's in it, but I've never watched it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
There's so many of them.
next time that we
Which
do
one do I
of-
watch?
No. You
Pick
gotta do
one
the
or
first
12.
one first. Oh, next time we do another one of these, please God, just show up an hour and a half early,
And we'll watch Twimmers first.
Twimmers.
Twimmers.
We'll watch Twimmers.
it's the 2000s version.
Bitches,
Twimmers.
we're watching Twimmers.
They don't know if they're girl trimmers or boy trimmers. They're gonna be twimmers. We're close.
Let's watch Twimmers.
Twimmers. I'm twimming.
Boy, you got me twipping.
Anyway, yeah, so let's do that. God damn it.
Can you get me a beer? I said that in the mic like I want the internet to talk
he
to
said
you.
That to me, and I fucking left him hanging. I can't believe I forgot that. I got in there. I started taking off the cork on the wine, and I started talking to Sable. And by the
Hey,
end of
how'd you shoot today at Golf Suites?
I
mean, you always do fucking good.
well,
For those of you that don't know, Michael is like a golf god.
No, my God.
Dude, no. Well, he's a golf god to me because I'm a fucking novice.
Until
When this
we
guy
meet-
hits a ball, it's like he's summoning the power of Odin. And he's fucking like cracking lightning into the ball. I've seen him hit it over the net.
I mean, every once in a while, you do get your prayers answered, but for the most part, shooting in the 80s.
You're so
is just about
uncomfortable.
shooting in the 80s, and that's about it. So
Michael is so uncomfortable with me bragging his golfing
There's no
ability.
way,
He
dude, like,
became extremely visibly uncomfortable when I
I'm
started
red in the
talking about.
face. I'm
He
red in the
is.
face.
He is.
there's no one who plays golf that could.
Thank you so
possibly
much.
Want to brag on their golf? It can't happen.
I appreciate. Oh, you got me one of. Oh, wait,
It
this
is
is one of
fucked
mine.
up.
I started talking about his golfing ability, and he immediately got.
He called me a golf god, and then I got red in the face. And what would you do?
Be like, I'm not a guy.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen you guys like really go golfing. I'd love to go.
please soon.
Fucking
soon.
invite me.
Yeah.
Wow. Is
Yeah,
that
well,
what it
no,
is?
I've
I thought
invited
that was
you-
Vincent's job.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
the
in
best-
Vince's defense, he has said we're going golfing at 7 a.m. and I'm like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, so there's the invite.
Hey,
You're
I mean,
putting
like,
the
hey,
invite at the top of a mountain.
when do you
That's
work?
hard.
when do you work on Wednesday?
Well, I work until 10.
Until 10 p.m.
Yeah, 10 p.m.
But from when?
2
2.
to 10.
So whenever
I
you
work
work
8
from
hours.
2 to 10, how much time do you need between whatever the fuck
If
can
I
happen
listen,
and get ready for work?
me to wake up at 7 a.m., I'd need to
I'm
go to
asking
bed
you for 9.
immediately as
9
soon as I
o'clock.
came home.
9 o'clock.
For 9?
I mean, we
9.
could do 9 holes.
Well, I'd go to bed
in a
at
couple
9
hours.
and I could wake up at 7.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh,
Well,
wait, you're saying go golfing at
No,
9.
like,
Sure,
if
yes,
you were
but
to
if
be-
you
Why do you want to go golf so early? Let's go golf at
Look,
noon.
if you want to go
Yeah.
golf at noon,
Right now it's kinda
you
better.
have to work it too. I'm not worried about what I have to
No,
do.
I want to golf on a day off.
Well,
I
like,
would
yeah.
never try and do this on a day I work.
Well, that's fine to me then too.
Let's go
when
golf
do you
on a
wanna do
day. I have Mondays and Tuesdays
Monday,
off.
Tuesday,
Does
yeah.
that work for you?
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Do you want to go golf?
Yeah, you guys can go tomorrow, or we can all go tomorrow. We can go.
Let's all go
well,
tomorrow.
He can't tomorrow, or we can't tomorrow.
The one Tuesday I haven't been able to golf in like 3 weeks.
You can't golf on Tuesday?
Well, we can go.
Well,
Well, I mean, you guys could go
Well,
in the afternoon.
Is there a cheaper place for us to
I
just
can still
hit
make it over
balls?
there. Okay, look.
I feel like
God
Golf
damn it.
Suites is expensive. Is that the cheapest place to go?
That,
Well, we have-
both get free.
we get free
range
golf.
balls
like
if you just go to the golf.
Can
course
I
in
can I
general.
come with you and get free range balls?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
We should do that.
All right, let's do that.
Well,
I don't care what I get scored. I just want practice.
Well, like
There's no score
you
at
guys
that
could go
point, yeah, it's just
tomorrow
like-
afternoon or whatever after you're done doing whatever you guys.
Well, I'd probably go before.
do. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then we can all go. I'm good.
What-
with that.
Shawnee,
what time are you guys talking about?
I gotta go think about it for a second while I piss.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to go to the other room, consult my calendar.
Yeah. He said, no, like,
I feel like a piece of shit for like making it such an issue about waking up early, but it's a job to wake up early.
yeah, I mean,
It's hard. If you do it, praise to you. You're
Yeah.
you're great. You're an adult. You've got your life figured out.
not necessarily.
I do
it's just
not
like-
wake up easily above or below 10 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I like to golf and I want to golf, and the only way for me to go golf before work is I have to get up at 7:30 to get there.
That
golf
means
and then get home.
Vince, when you wake up, before you even think about how hard your dick is or how much you need
Yeah.
to pee, you're thinking about I gotta go golf.
Yeah,
So that's your first thought in the morning. You're like,
Well-
I gotta hit some balls
yeah,
and not testicles
yeah.
with your hand because you're
Basically.
beating
I mean,
off.
That's what we do. Yeah.
Damn. Speaking of which, you still need to give me back those masturbating tweezers.
Yeah. Where do you want them? I've got 2 or 3 pairs of yours.
I need my masturbating tweezers back, man. We're just talking about the mindset it takes to wake up and go golfing at 7 a.m. That means before you
Well, I mean,
think about pissing in the morning or beating your dick or anything, you're thinking, I gotta go golf.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, well, you're talking about beating your dick. Like, anybody who can wake up at 7 a.m. and go play golf is not having trouble with their sexual life at that point. I don't think they're beating anything. I think it's already kind of everything's fine.
So you think anyone that
think
wakes up
whenever-
at
whenever
7
you-
is
whenever you
got
can
some
make it-
tight pussy at home?
Well, okay, for a certain thing.
That's what you're saying.
Maybe.
If you're ready to start playing at 8 a.m. and you have no problem doing it, and you're talking about having to beat your meat, like, I don't think that's even an issue for someone who shows up that early.
Well,
that's something
beating the
they've
meat
already
was
figured out.
more or less a joke.
Well, but I think it is
Yeah.
true though.
Well, he's got.
I don't know who beats off at 7. Maybe at like
Maybe
11.
you stayed up all night.
But at 7? Maybe you stayed up all night.
I have it a lot.
Who is waking up immediately and beating their dick?
Well, you know, I'm already up at 6:30 at 7. I think I better just go ahead
like,
and
might as well
beat
go
my
ahead and
meat
crank-
before I go play
Might
golf.
as well go ahead and crank one out because I got a long day ahead of me and I need to relax.
Shit,
I'm saying
man.
it's like well, okay.
You got to get
someone
bored
who
of the
gets
day
there-
a little bit before
Someone
you
who
beat your
gets there at
dick.
8:00 has certain things already figured out. If you were to ask someone who had a couple of kids that, hey, how many days a week can you make it out to the golf course to play at 8 a.m.? They'd probably say they can't do it very often.
0 during the week.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe once every other weekend.
and
or
even
something.
someone with a significant other may have certain quarrels with certain days. But Vincent can make it to the fucking golf course every week at 8 a.m.
Well, you know what? He got no
for
kids.
2 hours. That's what I'm saying. Is like he's got no kids, he's got no qualms with the girlfriend, and he is able to put his effort into something consistently.
Straight up.
And what I'm saying is that about 99% of people won't do that because I'm part of those people, and I've also
No.
talked to most of those people. I don't
You're
show
not,
up.
No, you're not in the 1%. You're like you're
I'm in the 1% that like shows
you,
up. And
You show up
plays.
at the time that we play, so it's like you're not anything like I wouldn't even consider you
I'm
lesser
just-
than me
Why is it got to
you
be so
show up
early?
because like I have to work, and so
he's got to go to work. Yeah. So well, the thing is if we go play tomorrow, like we would have to play at like what 10
Noon.
o'clock
9 or 10. 9's too cold though.
because you have to go to work at like 1. You want to be
I have
here
to
to
work
go
at-
work out and then go to
Dude,
work.
that's lame. Call in.
no,
I
why,
tell
why
him
would
all
I
the
call
time.
in? Like I'm not the one
Well,
that
bottom
doesn't
line
golf,
is-
but you're the one that wants to golf. Like I
Bottom
can golf
line
every
is,
day of the week.
I'm
Like,
not playing tomorrow.
I'm not missing any.
But
golf.
we can try it out for Thursday or something.
Yeah, and Thursday or
Well, Thursday after work, I'm not going.
okay. So what about next Monday? Right, next Monday you could golf.
Monday.
Yeah,
We could go in the morning then.
Yeah, and like he might know what he'll have for work before that.
Sure. I mean, I have a lot of work for like the next
By
couple weeks, but,
morning,
like,
you
I
mean
can make
like
sure.
11:59.
Well, actually, so right now
We
going.
could do that if you
So
wanted to.
right now
yeah.
going at noon is actually kind of better because it warms up. We went early the other
Yeah.
day and it was just too cold. It's just like
I mean, we could go at noon one day. It wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, like-
you know,
Yeah,
it's
it
just that
wouldn't be
I would
bad.
also, if I didn't have anything going on before that, I'd also maybe think about getting in a round of golf before.
I'm
I
just
had gone to
saying,
golf
like
with you.
when I wake up
Yeah.
early, you know what I like to do? I like to wake up at my own pace. I like to go to the kitchen.
Sure.
I like to fry up some bacon
yeah,
and
I do
eggs.
the same thing.
I like to brew some coffee.
yeah.
I like to watch a little television.
Get
Maybe
it
play a little
done.
Call of Duty. Then I
Yeah.
beat my dick and then I go golfing.
and then I go back to bed. He's like, and then I beat off
Yeah.
and go back to sleep, and then boom,
Yeah.
breakfast is done.
Here's the small deleted scenes of Tyler beating his meat.
But like,
I
It
wish.
goes back to us doing this.
It takes machinery to get this dick off.
Yeah.
but like, I mean, like, it's not. I mean, I like doing it, and I know Michael likes going. You know, I know how I know why he likes going because he bought the membership, and he still shows up.
I still
It's
show
like-
up.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's not that you're. It's like, but like,
It's like,
the whole.
I don't go out and hit a lot of golf balls at the driving range.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I know I'm a failure for not wanting to wake up early.
It has nothing
I
to do with-
get
That's
it.
not a
No, that's not what a
well,
failure
No,
is,
yeah,
no.
actually,
Yeah,
you know what? Let's
it
give
is.
to him.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, listen to me. It's a failure. I'm 31. I should be waking up early with no problem, but I don't like to do it.
No, you shouldn't because who the fuck wrote the book that says 31-year-olds wake up early? Like, who gives a shit? Like,
Well,
It's
You're
life.
you're-
Society wrote that book.
why the fuck would you listen to
parents
society's book?
everyone's parents.
Like, I'm just saying, it's like, look, you have a house, a kid, and a job. You're doing great. So it's like,
I think so.
That's the thing is like.
why do you think you're
doing
doing it?
okay.
Yeah,
It's not like
why do you think you're doing it
sitting at
wrong?
home
I
and
don't.
you
Well,
wake up at
because
this, this,
I
this.
woke up early today. I got up at like 8:30 today, and I felt like I had more of my day. I made myself breakfast.
Nice.
I did the dishes. I looked around my house, kind of organized some stuff, played some video games.
Nice, dude. I did all the exact same thing. I literally woke
Yeah.
up at like at 8 o'clock. I made breakfast, played
I
Red
watched
Dead
them
2.
every day.
I played Red Dead 2 for a little bit, and then we ran some errands, whatever. Went to golf suites, golfed, and then now we're here.
Yeah,
I'm fucking hungry as shit.
dude, I love organizing. Are you guys like that?
No, or
well,
I mean,
I
what do
go
you
with
mean? Like,
spurts,
you mean like
dude.
cleaning stuff?
Like, I
No,
get
I mean like do you like sitting down to really give a hard alphabetation? Alphabet. Am I saying that right?
Alphabetization.
Alphabet. Do you really like alphabetizing your DVDs?
Oh, I don't own any DVDs.
I have.
Have you
done
ever
that.
sat down and alphabetized DVDs or like sorted your video games?
I have 4 movies. They're all Elvis movies that I got. For
I did it
Christmas.
when I didn't have any alcohol.
I love sitting down.
So like, okay, like
and just
so you see how
alphabetizing
much
shit
I like,
or organizing shit. I love it. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I love organizing shit. I like putting
Dude,
shit
go-
that's
go
all
to
the
town
same
on this
shit
bookshelf
in the
then.
same place, and then in organizing other shit around it. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I love that shit.
I'm not a big fan. I also don't ever think about that shit. I'm just like,
I did
I'm just like-
alphabetize a few things. Mainly, yeah, DVDs at a time. But at this point in my life, I have a certain idea of which crate my DVDs are in. So whenever I'm like, oh hey, I want to watch, it's like Strange Wilderness with Justin Long, Steve Zahn. I'm like, well, I had that on my main roller at one point. I'm gonna go check that out. And I go look for it. Most of the time it's there. And all of a sudden afterwards I'll be like, oh hey, I want to get Happy Gilmore.
I love
I'm
Happy
like,
Gilmore.
God damn it, like Happy Gilmore. Well, that was with those other DVDs over there. And so I go looking over there and stuff. But for the most part, it's going to be a good 15 minutes for me at times to find a DVD.
Yeah.
I'm not upset with the entire process of it taking me that. Like, it'd be kind of cool to find out exactly where it was at the main point.
yeah, but you don't
like,
want to organize your shit.
But ultimately, even if I did organize my shit, like, I've got so much shit to where I don't even know when I'd really have it all.
Let me in your house. I wanna
Dude, organize that
it.
bookshelf. Like I
Vince has
pick a
been
book
asking
and
for
then
days.
and then I just like put it back,
Looks
and then
pretty
There's
fucking
like
organized,
12
man.
books. Yeah, like there's like 12
Yeah, it
books. You want
doesn't
them in
even-
order?
It doesn't really even look that disorganized.
No, it looks like it was already
Yeah.
organized.
so the problem I have with that right now is that I just don't know where anything
Sable comes
is.
in here. She's like, no, that is
Like
not.
that's not enough
organized."
meat for me to chew in. You'd need to give me the whole room, or like
whole
maybe
room.
the whole back half
Well,
of the house.
I am gonna reorganize. Not tear. I said tear down. I'm not tearing anything.
Tear
down.
I,
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna reorganize.
You
this
really
room.
don't even have that much stuff. You don't have a lot of stuff.
No, yeah,
I've
and
been
I
to
try.
almost every room of your house.
Yeah.
The only thing you have in your bedroom is a mattress and a gigantic jug of KY jelly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because it's called having a good time.
And a couple
Yeah.
of those
This guy knows how to
those
live.
plants that you say don't grow.
What is it?
Can I hit your weed pen again?
Maybe everybody should hit the weed pen in order to get the joke.
Yeah, because I don't get it. Plants that don't grow.
He's saying you got some schnozberry plants growing in your closet.
I'm saying that there was a
Weed?
small post I saw the other day where a chick had put her toys like in plant like vases
Oh,
and this is
gotcha.
this and stuff, and so then it's just like
Huh?
Dude, Wish cracks me
I
up.
don't know. I
man.
mean, I don't know how
Oh,
everyone
Wish-
does it, but it was funny.
Dude, Wish was
recommends-
trying to sell a dildo the other day, just bold face. You don't know what you did with it? I think
Wish. I get emails from Wish. It's like, oh, do you want to have a half of a body to fuck? I'm like, no,
damn it,
no,
sure.
I don't.
Dude, Michael,
But
where's it at?
What is that again?
You still smoke cigarettes, Michael?
I don't know where.
Michael, quit smoking cigarettes. I know those are your Pall Malls over there.
Oh, pale males.
Hey, you know what Paul Mall did for me?
What did Pall Mall do for you?
A lot more than your mama.
Ayo.
Well, good.
And
Good.
that's why
My
we're not-
mother is
And
modest.
that's why we're not together anymore.
I think we agree together that this is a fine statement. I don't think she needs to know you.
Damn, you lost it, bro.
It's around here.
You'll find it.
He probably took it to the bathroom.
Could be. I mean, we are on the 3-hour mark right now.
We're on the 3-hour
What
mark?
time
Or
is it?
sorry, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Sorry.
Gotta leave.
Well, you know what? Hey, we're going
hours,
to
we're
wrap
on
it
the-
up.
Well, hey, let me go
We are-
look for.
But we should
This while
look
I
for your
call
pin, and
Ethan.
then we should do a closing thought one again. We should.
All right. All right.
A
Yeah,
closing idea of
Give me
something.
Let's do
5
that.
minutes, okay?
Oh yeah, dude. No.
While he's gone, we're going to talk about.
Do
Listen.
you mind talking about how I suck?
Take-
real quick?
Take
We're going to
6
talk
minutes.
about eating butthole before we end this podcast.
You're gonna be talking
favorite
about that one
subject.
alone.
No,
This is my favorite subject.
I don't.
I
don't
almost
do it.
love the butthole better than any thought of the black hole.
Who eats butthole in this room?
Can you say black eye?
There's no hands up.
No, none of us eat. But Michael's hand went up.
Hey,
I
man.
start with the butt.
Different, different strokes for different folks.
Dude, I think he's serious. I don't think anyone would joke about that.
No, I mean, dude, like, it's not. I mean, like, dude, people. I'm not sure if you know this or not, but people like weird shit.
I know. And
Eating butthole is the least weirdest thing that I can think about.
well, now it is because of pop culture and like what's acceptable in society
Dude,
now.
people
But
are
like,
oh my god, people with red beards and Nintendo shirts.
Honestly, I
want
feel like-
fuck that so
I
hard.
feel like I am a misnomer because I don't eat butthole. I've only done it once on
I'm not-
accident.
gonna eat butthole. I never have. Never.
You don't
never,
think you have?
Never once.
I didn't think I had either until I told I did.
It's like I didn't think I did either until.
Yeah, I was
until you
told
woke
I
up and
did.
Someone was like,
Yeah. No, one time she told me, she was like, well, no, you did. I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you're kind of in the heat of the
don't
moment and you got a little low. I was like, why didn't you tell me to stop? She goes, because it was pretty
she's
awesome.
like, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, evidently, chicks really like that. And I'm trying to wrap my head around why.
Probably feels good. Well, I'm not. I mean, it's not doing them any. You know, like,
Like,
well, here, bend over. I'll do it to you, and let's see.
all
if,
right, let's try it out. Oh, okay, that is kind of interesting. All right.
I think it's weird.
Oh, you're done? Okay.
No, like, I think it's weird that, like, I mean, like I said, like eating butthole is the least weirdest thing. Like that's
What's
like,
the most weirdest thing?
dude. The most weirdest thing is like people that are like.
If the most weirdest
Fucking-
thing isn't putting your mouth on a butthole, what is the most
No,
weirdest thing?
It's the mental. Like people are into like weird like, oh like just like tell me you're my fucking step cousin's daughter or whatever. What's up?
find it?
No. All right, it is in here.
Well, you hit it. No, you hit it. We were just talking about buttholes.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
you found it!
I was about to say, like, you
Aha.
just hit it, not that.
Tyler can get high.
I was like, you just.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tyler likes the sky, is what I've been
There's
saying.
nothing in there. It's empty,
Yeah,
bro.
it's completely empty.
Oh.
Why don't hit it then?
Absolutely not. That will last me another 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't know who the
he's
fuck
like,
you think you are.
yeah, I am a conservative.
I very much
when
hit
it comes
it
to weed.
hard.
Yeah, it hits.
It's
I
got a
get
lot.
2
better
days
than-
worth.
This tobacco pin hits.
You know what's funny is that every time you hit that, it's actually considered a quarter of a cigarette hit because there's
environment.
worlds and the environment and people.
Have you guys seen that meme that's
The
like,
goddamn Republicrats.
it's like, hey, can you plug my cigarette in? No, sorry, I'm charging my book. And they're like, yeah, I hate the future.
I'm charging my book. My
Sorry, I can't get high right now because my book's charging.
Yeah. Can you plug my joint in? No, I'm charging
No,
my
but,
book.
Stupid world.
All right, so what's the ending thought gonna be? Is it gonna be buttholes? Because I'm cool with that. But or do
Well,
you-
I was gonna. So you talked about buttholes. I talked about buttholes. I feel like,
Is
listen,
the main thing.
listen. On next episode, I'm gonna get my friend that says she's not a stripper, but I kind of think she used to be. I'm gonna get her on the show.
who are you talking about?
I'm talking about one of my coworkers that
Oh, she was totally a
says.
stripper.
Nah, I mean, that's what I told her.
No, Tony was like, yeah, I remember her.
Who do you think I'm talking about?
I'm talking about.
Kristen?
Oh no,
Oh,
I'm talking about Kim Westbrook, or is her name?
Yeah.
Westbrook.
Kristen.
Oh yeah, she's totally.
Kristen Westbrook. Yeah.
She's totally stripper.
Kristen, hey,
Are
we're
you guys
talking
starting
about
to
you.
find out that you've both paid her to get her buns in your face, or?
No,
Well-
someone told me they did.
There's another coworker I have that I know is a stripper,
Mm.
but I'm afraid of her, so I'm not going to mention her name because she's
Fine.
scary.
She's probably rich as
Yeah.
fuck still from that money.
Yeah, yeah.
But so what's the not gonna be? You were just talking about coworkers, and you're gonna get your coworker on your leads to be a stripper, and then what? That's what you were saying.
So are we on to the ending thought now?
Whatever it's gonna be. Yeah,
Well, I was
let's do
just
it.
going to say, like, I think she has more to say about butthole stuff because that's where, really, for me, that's where this discussion got started. Is like,
Yeah.
she was like, if a guy does not eat my butthole, I will not sleep with him again.
Jesus. I mean,
So like, does she
I
demand-
asked her-
does she
yeah, I asked
demand
her.
it?
I said,
I think about the
what
shit coming out, I'm like,
percentage?
okay, I
what
don't-
percentage of butthole stuff and butthole eating does sex make up for you? She said 70% without a doubt.
70%.
She said 70%.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been with a lot of girls, and not that many have been like starting out with like, okay.
She doesn't
butthole.
want to get butt fucked. She wants her butthole eaten. And the
Interesting.
butthole eating part of it makes up 70%.
Interesting.
I mean, like,
I think that's just
as a guy, once you know what a girl wants,
You'll do whatever.
look like
And that's what I told her. I was like, look, if that's what it takes.
I'm just glad to be here. Like,
one, you can look at it that way. It just depends on the chick. Like, I've met a few chicks that like to try to play like the I'm in charge role. And then there's a couple other chicks that you find this out about them and you're kind of surprised.
I think that's what it is with the butthole stuff.
Yeah.
They're in
Yeah.
charge
Hey,
because their
Michael,
butthole's
eat
on
my
your
ass.
mouth. And they're like,
But-
I
and you're
could
like,
shit in your
you
mouth
gotta-
any moment.
But
if you don't eat my ass,
I could
I'm not
fart
gonna eat
in your
yours. And then-
fucking
but-
mouth.
but
Two cheese.
I think that you learn a lot about that conversation about what the chick wants you to be in the relationship too. If she's someone that's like, oh yeah, I like to have this or something, or if you mention this and they kind of pull off on it, like you get to find out if they're the sub of the dom on that kind of thing. And knowing that kind of shit going in the bedroom is like, It's kind of nice. I mean, like,
Well, like you,
kinda know
well,
exactly
you know
where
what
you
you're
need to
getting
be on
yourself
the life.
into, and you know that you don't like you're cutting the
There's
middle.
a lot
You're
less
cutting the
of
bullshit out.
50s. It becomes more like 70-30s.
Yeah,
Are
you're
you-
cutting
you
the
kind of
bullshit
start
out.
Do you
figuring
do you
this
want to
shit
be
out.
here when I invite her on? I'm thinking next week.
Well, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind figuring out, like, how is
Figuring
she?
out.
I'm on the.
Or, I don't know if you said that.
I'd
But
like
it's
to.
like,
I'd like to figure out.
I want to figure it out.
You did. You said I want to finger her out, and she's gonna hear this, and she's gonna judge her appearance. No.
Now, I think all I really did was just let you know what should be on the schedule first, and I also claimed to the first actual spot. So maybe the first conversation can be actual finger and butthole.
Yeah.
But if not, just put it on the list, brother. You know.
Well,
Just put it on the list, brother. Just put it up on the board, brother.
No, but like me personally,
I don't know.
you said you. I mean, like I don't think I've never done it like oh here we go. I'm about to go into it. Maybe like by accident.
You
I
said
guess.
I could.
The only
Here we
time I
go.
did it is
Some-
by
some
accident.
drunken
I said,
stuff,
"How
but,
long
like,
did I did it?" And
I'm
do
not
it. And
like
she's like
look
10 seconds.
Look, I'm not over here like
Yeah.
waking up at 7 a.m, eating breakfast, thinking about going to golf, and being like,
Eating
man, I
breakfast.
can't wait to eat ass next.
And that's
Like,
what
I
she's
don't
think
saying.
anyone
is
does
the
that. I don't
guys
think
that
anyone
are
does that.
No. She said that the
Said
guys are about it are
Oh, shit.
all about it. That's like their whole
All day eating
personality.
Dude, guys will
Yes.
do
Oh, wow,
anything though
okay.
to get to the end point.
And that's what I told her too. I was like, "Listen,
That's the only
you
reason
think,
we have the economy we have.
you think maybe the only reason you're finding so many dudes that are willing to do that is because it's an easy way to boost your sexual appeal?"
look. If you,
I think that was a valid question
you-
to ask.
If you, it was about. That's actually. A
And
great
what did
wording,
she
too.
say?
That's a great wording.
Did she
Because,
say
like,
what? Like, did you ask that? To her?
Michael's like, "What's her name
Yeah.
and number?" Or
No, I'm
sorry.
just wondering. Like, no, because
I said no. I
there
did. I
are
said that
soft
to her.
topics you can't talk about with certain things. Like, it's like
No,
you know what I mean?
it's an
Like,
easy cheat code to increase your sexual appeal.
Yeah,
because
sure.
if you're
You're
willing
being
to eat butthole, and the vast majority of women want their butthole eaten,
Guess what? Guess what? You're
guess
doing tomorrow
what?
Night?
You're in the game.
Guess what you're doing tomorrow night?
So hey, wait.
Eating
Did
butthole.
you get these facts in recently? Like,
Yeah.
is it true most of them like that?
Yes.
He said, "And what's her name again?"
Is it A through
She
M
might,
or N
dude.
through
She might
Z?
eat your scrum, dude. She might do it.
Well, a scrum is a girl that can't get no ass eaten from me.
Scrum is a girl that can't get no ass from me, hanging out of the passenger side of her best friend's ride, trying to eat my scrum,
with me.
trying to eat my butthole.
I just want to lick a dirty tootsie roll.
Oh my god.
This is on the line now.
Yeah,
It's been on the line, hasn't it?
We put
Yeah,
it on
this-
the line.
I'm not even trying to wonder about this. I just want to know the truth. Like, just please.
The truth
anybody
is-
that knows, anybody that is listening and knows, send
you're
it
not
send it
eating
my way because
butthole,
I need to know
you're
what the answer
failing.
is. I need
You're
to know.
failing.
I wouldn't say failing, but
Yeah, no, evidently that's the expectation now.
It's
is you
not a
need to
line.
Put your tongue into butthole.
It's not a line I haven't crossed. It's just not a line that I offer to
Yeah,
cross.
it's
You know
not-
what I mean? Like, it's like, oh hey, by the way, what's your name? This is this. Just so you know, I'm okay with eating your ass.
and she's like, "What?"
This is like, oh, did you want a Coke or a Diet Coke?
She's like, "Did you say you want to eat my ass?"
What are you into?
I
Well,
fe-
I'm
I
okay
feel-
with fucking you and also eating your ass.
In my
I
opinion,
would-
the
like,
appeal
why do you
for
do
women, the appeal for women is that you're giving them ultimate power. You're putting their butthole on your mouth.
Which means
What
that
other
they own
kind of
you.
power can you have over another person
Well, right
than
after
putting
that,
your
you're probably
butthole
you're probably gonna
on
like
someone else's
penetrate them,
mouth?
be like,
Voluntarily.
I don't know. Do you think that
She's like,
they feel
she could be
dominating?
sitting there. She's like, I have the power to throw a 4-inch turd in their mouth right
Do you
now.
think? Well, wait a second. Wait.
I have the
wait.
power to do that, and there's not shit they could do about it because their mouth is wide open. And it's on my
I have
butthole.
another human being just in my ass.
I
right
have
now.
another human being in my ass right now. You're 100% right. It's a fucking power move.
I feel like if women felt like they had the power, and the first thing they did was put our faces in their asses.
It wasn't the first thing, but it happened.
No, it was the first thing. If that's how they got the power, like it's like, oh yeah, now we can do what we want, and yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like freaking out at a restaurant. You can't
I
go
wanna
back to
give
that
women
restaurant.
The benefit of the doubt. If that's not how they think of it, I don't think. I think they think of it as like a demeaning sort of thing to men, to where
Yeah.
like if you want to get sort of dominance on it, it's like, hey, like he's willing to lick my ass. I'm probably.
Can you
over
imagine
him
the
on
ego
this, you know?
boost a woman would get if she
But
farted
then
in your
right
mouth?
after that, if she lets you fuck her ass at the same time, it's like I don't really. I think it kind of goes back and forth, and you end
Yeah.
up maybe on a
It goes,
50-50 playing field
It's
there.
it's like a bank
you know,
deposit.
like,
She's depositing a little, and
she's
you're
okay with you
withdrawing a
making
little.
the first deposit of licking the ass, and then after
Yeah.
that, like I don't know. Anyway,
mean, like-
I'd like to make a shout out.
She's
to my
like,
mother
"Ooh, I'm doing
and my
something
sister,
naughty."
and I'm so sorry that anybody who's ever heard this. And I love my family and
And
anyone
eating
who's ever heard
scrum.
this. Just like just
Just know that we're adults and
this is
adults
what
have
me-
sex.
This is what me
Yeah.
and Dad talk
Well,
about.
this is
when
what
you guys aren't
adults
in the room. Like,
Well,
She's like, Michael, I eat ass
Well,
all
now
the
they can
time.
blame it on Dad. It'd be
your mom is honestly listening to this, going, "Harold, you should fucking do some of this shit he's talking about. Eat my scrum."
the scrum needs to be annihilated. Now, how are you going to do it?
Oh my!
In a sexual way or in an unsexual way?
Well, I think the
Listen,
unsexual way is called
listen.
rape.
If I knew if I knew it was the only way you were gonna get it, you'd do it. If there's no other way to unlock getting what you want sexually,
Well, here's
you'll fucking put the key
Well,
in
like-
and do it.
Like you say, when it comes to like them having the power, not necessarily the power, but like if you're on a first date or like second date, whatever, like the guy obviously is like trying to like get laid, the girl's doing whatever, like
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, the girl's like then like
You gotta eat
look,
my
like,
butthole.
Yeah, eat it, and the guy, guess what? Whenever like okay, look, let's say
guy said
let's say she doesn't bring it up, and
Girls are ready to do that shit.
What?
Yes.
No, they're not.
I've never experienced it, but from what I hear,
but from what I hear,
I've heard stories
I don't want anybody
about the girls that like.
okay, think about
The
it. Have you
back
ever
door.
fucking had a girlfriend? Yes, you have. I know you have.
Girlfriend that was like, hey,
No,
so
but your
lick that
girlfriend,
asshole.
anytime you've bent over in front of her, she's like, "Ooh," and she tries to tickle your butthole.
Are you
I guess a
opening up?
couple of times.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sorry if that hasn't happened to you. I'm not thankful that it's happened to me.
I think for
but I'm
you,
just saying, like, that's what girls do.
You should just
Anytime
be
you bend
happy
over in front of them, they
that-
try and like, "Ooh, I'm touching your butthole." Like that's what girls do.
that's a clear sign that you're gonna start to have anal play. And so, like, if you haven't had that yet, like, you're actually in a perfect spot. If that's not what you want, so if that's not what you want, then hey, you're.
mean,
you're
like-
Are you
okay.
telling me Sable has never been like, "Ooh, touch your butthole" when you bent
Not-
over in front of her?
not with how your hands are.
Ooh.
Well, does she make the same face that Tyler
Does
makes?
she finger me in public? No.
Ooh.
I've seen.
Oh, thanks for picking up the soup.
She didn't wash her
Ooh.
hands either. She didn't even wash her hands.
Listen, I'm not crazy.
was
And I don't
bad,
even
dude.
care that I
a whole
said
ball
that because I
stroke.
know that the internet is going to agree with me.
No, you're not crazy, and they're gonna agree. I'm just like, I'm not. I just.
Ooh.
That's what's
right.
making. That's what's flipping me out. Is
I think we
going up
should.
to me
I
and
think we
just be
should
like-
take a smoke break real quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we should probably. I mean, it's all this. Is
Yeah, you know what? It's at 3 hours. Hey, I'm gonna thank everybody for listening to this podcast. This is Space Junk. It's with its inaugural members. It's with Vincent Moore, Michael Stephanopoulos.
I want everyone to thumbs up or thumbs down in respect
Thumbs down.
for this podcast. So if you want a thumbs up or thumbs down, either way, it's putting respect to
Yeah.
this podcast.
And honestly, I'd love to hear your opinions of what you think about any of the topics we've
Yeah.
talked about today. So go ahead and leave those comments in the comments section. Like this video, dislike this video. Honestly, I really don't care.
Even if they watch it,
I care,
we'll know.
and I'm
Yeah.
and I'm ready. I'm ready to watch our comments. Just let me know.
Yeah, I'd really like to see the comments. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. And as always, try not to cut any fucking fingers off. This is a Space Junk exclusive.
Current events!
Don't
All right,
know,
so currently there is an insurrection happening at the Capitol.
I'm wondering if they thought it was cool to try to skateboard on top of the fucking statues at the Capitol.
Oh, dude. You can do sick grinds on those, but like, gosh, you're disrespecting like the government.
Like,
I wouldn't
like the
mind doing a
history-
stall on the nose.
Like the history of America we can grind it.
We can grind hard on the history of America. I'm going to tell you right now, fucking Roosevelt was a piece of shit.
I just want everyone to think about what your vote really means. Like,
I'll tell you what it
do
means.
you want to be
Dick.
what you want to be, or who you want to be? Where is that at? Just think about that.
Did you know that Jeffree Star and Kanye are getting it on? Have you guys heard about that?
I know
not- I
that
have
my
not.
dick has
It's a
not
fact
been wet.
that Kanye is getting it on with Jeffree Star. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's like a makeup model guy, right?
There's
Yeah,
a
he's like a
star.
makeup god.
Have you not seen the Star of Jeffrey?
Nope.
The Star of
Who
Jeffrey.
could be scared of a Jeffrey?
It's the brother of David. It's a religion that
No
really hasn't
one's
kind of
afraid
taken
of
it
it.
off the ground yet.
No one's
but
afraid of it until you start fucking it. And which what happened to Kanye?
You're talking about the dark star, the brown star.
The brown star of Jeffrey.
And fucking Kanye is getting the shit out of that brown star Jeffrey.
And who's to say that it isn't better than the star that he was hitting before? Because honestly, Kim
The star of Kardashian is kind
has become quite dim.
I'm just yeah, it's dim.
Kim
It's
and
it's
dim,
been
man.
around the block. That star
Kim's
has
been
seen
dim.
a lot of dimming
Too
features.
much dick, not enough light.
Too much.
That star is
not enough light.
That's what we're talking about here.
Um,
Anyone who's seen it knows.
what else is
Can
in
come back. from it.
current events?
I don't think that the European nations can handle the COVID.
Current events.
I think California might be in the same boat.
Current events.
and Oklahoma's right there with it.
What do you think about this, Vince?
I think about what, European or California?
Current events.
What
Oh, current
makes your
events.
dick hard?
What current events do you have to talk about?
Oh, COVID to dick hard. Gotcha.
I
Are you
mean,
guys gonna take that vaccine?
not the first
Have
one.
you gotten ready for your vaccine?
I'm gonna wait.
I've heard you're supposed to lube up your asshole.
I'm just hey, I don't care if they got to administer it anally. I'm gonna wait till a million other people
Yeah,
get
I'm
it.
gonna wait till like round.
I'm just
2
gonna
or
wait for
3.
at least
Yeah.
of my closest
Like,
friends
I'm not-
to take it.
I'm not gonna buy the PS5 because I know that it's probably got heating problems.
Yeah.
You know, wait for the PS5 Mach 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I heard that you're supposed to sign up for it, so you find out what phase you go.
You
in
know what
after
I've
that.
also heard? I've heard that if you get in line and they get to you, they're gonna be like, "Fuck it," and give you the vaccine anyway.
Did you know?
That
I've heard
seems
that.
irresponsible.
Did you know?
Well, no, because they actually want to just vaccine as many people as they can.
Well,
And what they've been told, from what I hear, is if someone is in line and they're in front of you and they're ready to take it, just give it to them.
That's cool.
But,
So
like-
like they just have enough to where like they can just
Yeah.
give it to everybody.
Well, I think what it is
Sounds like
they
the
just want people to get it, and if you're already there and you
Yeah.
can already take it, they're just gonna give it to you.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I mean,
That is
whatever,
cool.
as long as it works.
Yeah.
I guess. I just like. I mean, I'm not afraid to get it.
Some of this?
Yeah, I wanted some of your goddamn wine, Michael. I wanted you to give me more of your stuff. No, I've got tons of beer left. Tons of this terrible beer I don't want to drink.
I don't have a whole lot to share with, but if I
No,
give
no,
you,
don't worry about it. I don't want your wine. I do want it, but I'm not gonna take it. No.
You know what I think we should do?
I'm gonna go get some more.
I think we should
Pecan.
I think we should solve COVID. Right now, guys.
Yeah.
Why has no one thought of that?
Hey.
Just solve COVID.
Yeah. This was all supposed to
So,
go away the third.
If you just look at it hard enough, like, can't you figure it out?
yeah. Where's the science now, Michael?
I have a hypothesis
No.
that says that I'm gonna figure it out, and until I
I
prove
just
it wrong.
love I just love the people that's like I just love the people that's like, oh, like this is all gonna be over soon, whatever. It's like I'm rejecting the sign up sheet that's like, oh yeah, like whenever I can sign up for the solving the COVID problem, like I'm ready. Like
Yeah,
people
hey,
are like
Tyler,
people are
I
like,
got
oh,
it.
it's someone else's fault, this, that, and this.
I've got a hypothesis that if I try hard enough, I can fix COVID.
If I could just get in there.
it's a theory.
If I could just, if I could just get in there and look, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
it's just
Figure
like
this shit out like a 2-stroke motor.
like people are so individual too, and they think they just think that they know. Like everybody just knows. Like
Yeah.
like my
I'll tell
personal
you right now, if sawdust can get past my mask, so can COVID.
like people are like my own personal intuition and of living on this earth, and I realize that I make better decisions than people that around me. That's how people think. They're just like, oh, like I can do what I want because I have my own personal intuition and my own.
Do you
thoughts.
call it arrogance or intuition?
Well, I would
Both.
call it just continuity and not being drunk. Like, we got drinks surrounding us right now, and Vince is just bare over there.
Well, let's
Yeah.
pick
He's
one
got
month out
copies
of
of the Bible
year.
and bottles of water.
We can just pick 1 month out of the year when Vince don't have drink. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus. It is January.
Sure, you caught him in
the
January.
month he thought he
Sure.
was sick, and so
Did
he
you see
stopped
him in
drinking.
December? Did you see him in November?
You didn't see him
We
when
were
he
having
was
a good
sad,
time.
Vince.
I know
We were
everyone's
having a
like-
good time.
Everybody's like, oh, like you're not drinking this. That I'm like, it's not that bad. I'm like,
Just not right
Like,
now.
I just sometimes feel bad when I drink in front of him
I was
because I
doing
enjoy it so
good.
much. You know,
And then the
like,
holidays
yeah, well,
happen.
and once again, like you said that earlier, it's like I'm not like a ex-alcoholic. Like I'm recovering, and like
it's just for the
He's just like-
nutrition
it's
aspect.
like, yeah.
I haven't pushed it to the point where like medical advice needs to be in there. You know,
You kept your accent. That's cool.
Michael's tired.
Well,
I'm fucking tired too, man. not
I'm
gonna
just
lie.
gonna
I'm
let you
hungry
in on
also.
something. This is a second full-fledged accent.
well, he sounds like a full-fledged.
He's like, I did it, and I
accent.
can't not do
I'm,
it.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna be stuck like this for a while.
Man, dude, whenever I went to a camp one time, I had a British accent. I told him I was from Liverpool, and
Liverpool.
after I got done, I had a British accent for 3 days at my house. I couldn't break it. Mom was like, "Oh, you're so cute," and I was like, "No, seriously, Mom, I can't figure it out."
Like a stubborn steer in the middle of winter, I just couldn't break it.
I'll break a steer.
I'll
Sure as
break
hell
a
can't
steer
break
like a
curfew
habit.
though, or else I get a $1,200 fine.
It is
Oh.
kind of funny watching you guys try to talk country, and you don't know
Now
what to
tell
say.
you what.
Country. Back to their
That mayor's
roots.
got a bigger studio than a
Did you
Constitution.
hear about Michael and Tyler? They gone country.
I want y'all to know when I go over that hill, I'm gonna find beautiful, the great,
You got it.
the brown cows.
I'm just gonna let you know right now.
Country.
You get on that horse, you're gonna need to ride it.
You're gonna need to ride it.
I'm gonna have to ride me a horse. Maybe have to even swallow a little milk.
You know what? Cow's milk ain't always so sweet, but you know, damned if it ain't sour.
You know what's funny about the cow milk? The cow milk don't expire. It just goes sour.
Jesus, you guys aren't saying yonder enough.
You
I
know
feel
what?
like.
You can pick corn and shoot porn, but you ain't gonna be as corny as this one, Horn.
When your sister was younger, she licked toads.
When your sister's younger, I'm not gonna tell you to get mad.
Wow.
I meant 18.
Wow.
Wow. I guess 18 means something to you. Around here it's 14.
I hate when people use the word "at" like
You're
like,
finer than a frog's hair.
like that old sign over there. Like they won't say that, but they'll say "at," but they try too hard. Like I wait on people all the time, or I meet about the hard rock. The way they talk, they're just like, "Hey, Michael, is that a like? Give me that at all hat you're wearing.
At all hat you're
At
wearing.
all hat you're
Yeah.
wearing." Or like,
I feel like if a person does talk like that, they've probably got some medical
Do you know
issue
why they
where
talk
it
like that?
hurts them to talk long, and they're like, that old hat.
No,
it's their short talk.
no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not a mental. It's the fact that they grew up with cursive.
Yeah.
They speak in cursive.
Yeah.
That's
It's
just
like-
combine all word together.
Well, the goddamn thing, man, boy, over there. I don't think all you do is think about is right.
They say everything in one breath. Like,
Hey, Ducker Dibs.
Yeah. No, they tell you, hey, you go, old boy. I think maybe we just just go over here and pop tab, go over here, maybe get about $5. Maybe you just tell your girl over there. Maybe we can just say it over to the wife. I'll take it from there.
I'll take you there.
That breath you took, I'll take it from there.
Boy,
It was like that breath was like a very big and well,
I meant for it to be an exclamation point.
That wasn't right what they did to that boy.
Him should have
Put
been
him
a
in
good
the
boy.
box like that. They shouldn't have done that.
Him's a good boy.
I like to put my arm around you.
Jesus. No, sorry, Jesus.
You gotta start saying
I
cheese.
like to get some French fried
Or else
taters.
you're gonna get a lot of Christian people on your ass talking about, oh, he said Jesus. You guys are saying Jesus.
You know, I feel bad, but like every now and again, my parents will get into a religious conversation with me, and they'll like really try to attribute stuff to God. And like today,
Capital G.
Capital
my mom
O,
was just like,
capital D.
she was just like,
talking about God.
you know, and I just think she would have turned out a lot better if she would have had more God in her life. And I was like, that wouldn't have done it.
It's always sunny.
I just wonder, so do you order that like online,
God.
like God on your into your life?
It's
or,
always
like,
sunny has a bit about that kind of like Mac is like Christian, you know, on there, and he's like, for one, through God, all things are possible. And Dennis is like, and Dennis goes, God didn't carry that fucking beer in here, I did. Like, and like, it's just funny. Like, it's
Oh
just,
my God.
awesome. No, I mean you can do what you want.
What other current events are going
I just want
on
to know.
right now?
I just want to know which Adam or Eve was Asian and black and white, and I'd like to know how many generations of incestuous overtones we have to forgive in order to start realizing our family tree is a lie.
Well,
At
if you've
least
read the
7.
Bible, you missed the part where they talk about how God forgive their incestuous love.
Oh, God did? Did
Yeah,
biology
it says
forgive it?
somewhere in
No, it
like
didn't,
the
because
middle of Genesis.
We still look like a dumbass.
It said, "Thou Holy Father, forgive thy sister loving and mother diddling."
But if I get a chance, I'll do it again.
you know what's weird? You know what's weird? It's weird that like like people crave like purebred like animals like dogs.
Oh, they're inbred
but
as fuck.
but purebred humans, everybody's like, oh, I
Ew.
wouldn't fuck my sister
Purebred
Betty.
human.
Purebred humans are like they're mutated and they're fucking they
that
die
makes you
young.
think.
It's
Would we
creepy.
have crazy like fur patterns and spots if we were purebred?
Well, I mean, I have no idea, man. But I know that weird mutations happen to purebred people, and the Amish actually have a very like.
Yeah.
I think I saw some crazy statistic where it was like you know, like let's say there's like a number that's like 1% of the rarest like mutations that can happen, like cancers, and like you're missing in like one nostril or weird shit like that. In the Amish communities, like 80% of the cases come from Amish communities because they're so inbred and they get
Yeah.
these crazy one-off diseases
Well,
and
yeah.
shit.
I mean, you've only got 3 families trying to trade children and fuck each other.
Yeah,
No,
man.
if they only had someone as strong as myself herding the alphas, they probably get some
My
fucked up.
dick
You know what? They
only
get some,
turns 90
they
degrees.
get some fucked up guy that fucks all the chicks, and he had no good seed. And then all of a sudden, that ends up being, oh yeah, those Amish don't work out. No,
You
if
know what
had
hap-
someone like me with the strong seed that goes like a goddamn sprinkler.
Michael,
Billy May, you gonna lie with old Michael here. He got the strong
Man,
seed.
I'm just saying, it's a little bit more evolved.
My
You
potent seed will flower your garden.
so you're saying the Amish needed
They
a
let
Michael?
me fuck their wives.
They need
Yeah.
a Michael every 3
You're
or
right.
4 generations.
Well, and if you can't do it every 3 or 4, make it 1 or 2. You know,
Whatever
just make sure I'm there.
Whatever you want.
That would be ideal, is just to get an interloper, a stranger in their lands, to just
just have
come
to add
in
one
and seed
chapter.
all the good, better-looking Amish girls.
If I could add
There
one,
are hot
one
Amish girls.
chapter to the
Amish.
book,
They're
they'd
Hamish. They
have
call
to.
them Hamish girls.
they'd have to let me fuck them. Because
Have you ever
I would
seen
have
a
to add
hot Amish
chapter.
girl?
Be fine.
Have you ever seen them? A hot Amish
I
woman?
try not to think of them that way because I feel like they're like.
Dude, the hot ones really shine
Yeah, no,
out because they're hot without any makeup or clothes. You've got to be super hot to gain the interest of anyone without makeup or hot clothes.
It's your purity.
Have you
and
never seen a hot
our
Amish chick?
godlessness.
Not that I can remember. I'm trying to think, but
Well, all my examples come from movies and porn,
Wisconsin.
so.
Wisconsin has a lot of Amish people.
what does?
Wisconsin.
No, yeah.
I bought some shit from them, and yeah,
They
all
make
have
really
their
good
little
food.
skirts and stuff, and their little.
Dude, they make great fucking
You've-
food, man.
So Michael's
Amish
seen some
food.
hot Amish chicks?
I'm not gonna say that because I don't know how old they were.
What?
I don't know how old they were.
They don't
No.
age.
They were
They're all
not.
they all look young.
Those are all just girls doing shit, and so that's what it was happening.
They make great.
So-
The Amish make awesome food.
I was just talking about hot Amish women that were working in the cheese
Which
factory.
is why I couldn't tell you they were the hot cheese because they weren't. I mean, I could.
So
lie.
that almost brings up another point is like, is the only way you can tell if
Child
a girl
labor.
is a woman is with her clothes and makeup?
No,
You can
I think
tell.
you look at her ID and see how old she is.
Well, yeah, God, you guys are twisting this. These were women I'm talking about.
Yeah.
someone
They were at the
without-
cheese factory.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, those are girls or
yeah.
women. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's not my fault that you made a mistake.
Fucking Michael.
Those chicks were underage, and I'm sorry that you felt that way about them. But like, the rest of them are okay.
I can tell you undoubtedly those girls were underage. I wasn't even there, but I'm telling you, they were
I'm
selling
just
cheese.
saying.
I'm just saying.
Did they say, that meant they're underage?
Well,
That's not kind of weird now.
I don't think they were.
It's on the line.
It's alright. I'm probably going to get 2 thumbs down now. Oh no!
Boo.
Oh no! That's Vince giving his full effort. Mmm.
Can't click anymore.
Mmm.
I'll give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna make 100 accounts and I'm gonna fucking thumbs up every one of them.
You should. I've thought about that.
that you do.
It's too much work.
But I do have to smoke a cigarette real quick.
All right.
Well, that was already almost 30 minutes.
Yep.
We're
Okay,
like 3 hours
That
right
was current events.
now. Can't handle myself.